actually were. I'm
Yeah.
good to go, which we'll find
Okay.
out in a minute.
I have pressed the button. We are live, and it's on my
We are
Should be live
live.
mind as well.
end.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to our 30 followers.
And
Yeah.
we might actually get some viewers.
we did a bit of advertising for during the week.
That's
I mean, I also tried to see if I can get my nephews to watch as well.
Nice.
If
Let's see
Sheepbeard
how
doesn't
that
show
goes.
up, we'll be very disappointed in him. Just
Oh,
let
I have
you
a, I have a feeling they'll
There we
show
are.
up.
I mentioned their name, and they immediately typed in chat.
Is that on your one?
Yeah, on my one.
Ah, fair. What a traitor, Sheepbeard. What was I doing? That's thinking. That's very fair. I do.
What are we doing? Where are we? Who are we?
Right. I guess the reintroductions are in order for anyone showing up for the first time. Welcome to partway into the campaign on episode 110.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good time to start.
I did a calculation. If people watched from these, so I said at the start of the week, how do they have a chance to actually watch all the episodes until this episode in time? They didn't. It is just short on 2 weeks straight with no breaks and no sleep of time.
Wow. God damn.
Sorry, Nixie. You're gonna have to do a lot of if you're here.
There's a lot of catch up. It's fine.
No, it's fine. This is actually the recap session. I'll have you know.
This is a lot of recap.
Maybe, who knows?
We're gonna try to remember what the fuck we did last time.
Yeah, I mean we've not played for a
Remember.
month, so.
Yeah.
Also, I probably won't be talking much because I've got COVID again.
That's
Oh, congratulations.
It's not as bad as last time, so.
Yeah. I suppose you
Right.
got it.
Let's move over to. You know what? I'm gonna leave on the loading screen, and we can go a little flashback. You know, your lives are gonna flash before your eyes as these missiles are shooting towards the ship. This is the most advanced technology you've seen so far, and it's a convenient excuse.
And damn, I haven't prepared any spells to actually interact with them.
Yeah,
Technology.
but don't worry. They have a convenient amount of time before they get here. So let's go around and we'll do a quick voice checks, reminders of who people are, and then we'll go on a descriptive path as each character looks on at these missiles and remembers something about their travels. It's up to you which part of it. You know what? Just go with whatever you actually remember. Honestly, let's see which parts stood out the most to you.
Oh,
I can
God.
include this in the next not intervention. Intervention.
You might.
Alright.
You can include it in the next intervention. We probably need it.
Next intermission when I do any adjustments to try and align the game more to the party's interest and or to my own interest. I just take stock of what we've done and how I want to adjust for future storylines. So, Wolfie, who are you? What are you play? Who are you playing? And say hi.
Howdy! I am Wolfie Bane. I am playing Alvina Alenor, the mostly wood elf barbarian. Yeah, we're going mostly wood elf. She's technically fully wood elf, but she looks weird. You never guess looking at her. Well, I remember I have to eat something stronger than a god, and it's kids.
Well, you do. But we'll do proper flashbacks in the missile scene.
Yay. Fire. Fire is fun.
Fire.
Now
Fair.
dragons. Yay.
Bob, go ahead and introduce us to Zormir, and I guess also simultaneously the other collection as well. Since you have two characters.
The amalgam.
Yeah.
The amalgam. And I want you to introduce every single one of them.
Yeah.
Oh no.
This is
single
Lanoir. This is
So that's
Lanoir
today's
all
session.
yeah, this is
Yeah.
Lanoir all
Don't worry,
over again.
No, it's
You know-
okay. You only have to introduce the ones that have appeared on screen.
It's
Okay.
fine. One's been lobotomized.
Yep.
What did I miss?
Oh, it's for this session, basically the lobotomizing.
It happened in the 4 weeks of miscellaneous.
And Bob, I play Dr. Zormir Oscar, who is an artificer who loves his artificery stuff and is the one who built the ship and is
Allegedly
currently
a
being
therapist.
is currently being shot at. Also built Randy, but has also been infected by the spores left by a former player in our group of Assassin with the who has now been affected by he's part druid. He's also got a sailor in him. He's got a cook.
Had a cook.
Had a cook.
That's the one that Alvina finally found it.
A chemist.
It was a wild
who's-
weekend.
Yeah.
Chemist has not only been sort of there. He's but the main ones that they've interacted about is the wild, chaotic personality of the the druid and the robot, along with the navigator / helmsman of the captain. And much to Alvina's dismay, the chef.
Someone is eaten because they were sauteed at one point. They found the mushroom that was the chef's personality and removed it forcibly.
Now you have a chef personality in you.
I didn't eat it.
Who'd you feed it to?
I don't know.
All right, is that all of them?
I believe that's all of them.
So far.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the farmer, isn't there as well?
There's
I swear there was a farmer.
Who knows at this point?
Pinky's also got. He'll have a smith up here at some point who'll help.
I remember one was like crazy minor voice kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
guy. I can't
That
remember
was-
which one.
That was the alchemist. Was a sort
that the
of a
alchemist?
happy, laid back kind of dude.
Oh no, not that one. It was the like I found goldie hooey.
Oh, you
one.
wanted me to have a prospector because
That was it. the meteor.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
it.
The fact that this is a debate. There's too many. There's too damn many.
Yeah.
All right. Ben, introduce us to the one, the legend,
The god.
the chaos incarnate. Fuck you.
Hello, I'm fuck you. Yeah, I'm Ben. Play fuck you. Goblin Bard extraordinaire. As
Not
far as
rogue.
everyone knows, is immortal and definitely not a rogue. Even though he acts very much like a rogue.
Are you sure they're not a rogue? I don't know. I still don't believe that part.
I mean, have you ever seen him with an instrument?
Yes.
No.
Is mayonnaise?
Rarely, but yes.
Rarely has an instrument. Well, I say rarely has an instrument. He's got his lute on his back.
Yeah, the magic trick we found really early on.
Yeah. For remembering what the fuck happened, no idea.
No idea. There's missiles. That's all you know. That's all.
You-
That's all.
Yeah,
I
I don't
you
remember
conned an
why
engine
there are
to going
missiles.
You conned an engine into going rogue.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Can't remember why there are
I-
missiles
lucky,
going towards
lucky
us.
for you, I have a bunch of episode titles that I'm going to use. I'm just gonna break them down into little arcs, and as we do flashbacks on them.
Woo!
So we can see where we came from, and the DM also remembers what the hell's been going on this last year. Because at this point, we're getting to the point where even I'm starting to forget little details.
What happened? Where are we?
Where were we? Who knows?
Not a bad idea to look at the titles though.
Mhm.
TR, introduce us to Gwen.
Look, TR playing Gwent, cowardly centaur medic. Doesn't want to be here, has tried to nick the ship at least once.
There's child locks on the ship because of it.
That's mainly
think-
because of
I
fuck
think
you
they
as
were
well,
there
though.
before, you know. Let's not
Yeah.
going to try turning it into the sun.
Yeah, the child locks were there because of fuck you. It just so happens that it helps keep Gwen out there as well.
Stopped Gwen.
Yep.
So,
Nice and easy.
nice. I'll go ahead and introduce us to Starpoint for Generations.
Hello, I'm the point. I am Al, who plays the point. Our
You sure?
bard slash
Sure it's not the other way
artificer, who is a rock star who may or may not be some sort of reincarnation of this universe's god of music. We're still working that out. I invented my instrument, which I play and also use as a turret.
I was about to say you invented your instrument / heavy artillery battery.
Yeah, I have caused maybe 3 apocalypses so far, and 2 gods hate me. This is fine. And I do remember what happened last session, but I'm going to keep quiet so we can do it in flashbacks.
Yay!
That's right. That's right.
I think it's
And-
also, I have a robot who may or may not be sentient, but is definitely blessed by the god of love.
Oh yeah, he hates you because you told me I could punch him, and I did.
He hates Alvina. I told Alvina to stop and punch something else.
So I did. I hit him
Alvina
with a
didn't
chair.
listen.
I know, I did listen. I picked up a chair and hit him with it. Remember?
We'll see.
And unfortunately, Neil playing Lugrim cannot be with us for the immediate future, but we look forward to seeing their return in
Yep.
a future episode.
Get
Yep.
better, get well
Best
soon,
of luck,
Neil.
buddy. Yeah.
Yeah.
They are fine, as far as we know, for reference, but unable to play for a bit.
Yeah, they were emulating the Jack and Jill nursery rhyme, so.
Yeah.
Mm.
I reckon it's Bob.
I'll do the rest of these.
Wasn't
And
me.
oh my god, I'm only like 3 pages in.
Bob in the library with a crowbar.
I'm Chris, I'll be your DM. Alright, so previously you had just arrived at the outskirts of the astral area in which the Wrecking Forge station inhabits. Because it's not like you actually have like warp drive or anything. You just travel. You eventually just reach the
We
area.
just kind of get there.
You just kind of get there eventually. You know, we've yet to invent demi-plane travel yet. You're going at light speed. Takes forever.
Yeah.
Really, I think Lormir should invent sublight travel by now.
Yeah.
Hurry up,
God
Zormir.
damn it, Zormir.
Where's our sublight travel?
God damn it, Zoe.
I'm doing my
I believe
best. I haven't got the. I haven't got the
That's,
ancient
that's
artifice
32
for-
to invent sublight travel.
Yeah, we've not needed to travel the astral sea before now.
You're going to need a lot of copper arcanite
My
and an
God.
ethereal adapter. I
know
have
where
this
to get some
idea
of
that sublight travel is actually you conceptualize the ship and travel at the speed of thought.
Oh, that
Oh,
will
don't
take
know that.
so much longer.
Nah, it's fine. You just shorten the distance. If
No,
you
but
can
so we
move
just
really
have
quick.
someone that's not Alvina's thoughts. Let's just do that.
No, you're just traveling through the ethereal realm at a subconscious layer.
We'll use your.
Wait!
We'll use a muscle. We'll just convince you your brain is a muscle,
Oh,
and we'll get there
just
faster.
use
No.
whatever bit of Alvina stops you taking their food or whatever.
No, I was about to say, we just need to put it in Gwent's thoughts and put something scary behind him. We'll get there immediately. Be faster than sublight travel.
We've gone to plan.
But as you've approached the station, and the station appears to be dormant, you don't see any lights on in these very like tiny space windows dotting it. It's a large multi-limbed structure, kind of like almost a crystal star, but made out of just your standard metal. So it's got this just like snowflake branching, you know, like a 3D snowflake, where it's got
Yeah.
its little limbs coming off. So it just looks like that. It's not that particularly well aesthetically designed. It's designed more for functionality than anything else. So there's no particular pattern to it. But as you are arriving towards it, and obviously you are being not quite escorted, you are being companioned, you're being traveled with. What would be the word there? Accompanied. That's what I was looking for. Words. You are being accompanied by one of the members of the Wrecking Forge Society.
Yeah,
Your lovely Goliath friend here.
yeah.
Kith. Or Kit.
Okay, yeah,
It
where
is
the hell
Kit.
is he, actually?
He's currently in the hold. Well, actually, I don't think he's on the
I'm on
bridge.
the front screen. Yeah, I don't think he's on here.
I've not added him. Let's
Yeah.
go ahead and grab you.
I made an emote. I made a emote for him. So he's about somewhere.
Yeah.
Emotes token.
Yeah,
What would
I
they
remember
count
sending
as?
you the model for it,
They're
so I know we've got
currently
one.
counting as an ally because they're only escorting you for this particular mission,
Okay.
rather than a regular companion.
Yeah.
Because they won't be
Yeah.
permanent unlike the rest.
Yeah, our companion list is quite big.
Yeah, it is. One of the DM's new missions for this next segment of the campaign is to actually do proper NPC storylines, Chris. Chris.
It's fine. At least a few of them are. One of them, at least their storyline is hate the point and love
They
Alvina.
need more
I
complex.
mean,
No.
at least the Hydras you can
Which
probably
one?
take away as well because they're
You
in.
know exactly which one.
No, Tarragon
I'm just saying we can sacrifice
He's growing
some
to
of
like
them.
me.
Tarragon.
Tarragon threatened you with murder if Alvina didn't come back that evening.
That's how she shows love.
No, it
Ish.
isn't. No, it isn't.
Or something.
Alvina gets cuddles.
Hatred. But yes, as you slowly approach, thinking that you're still being your standard level of cautious. You are experienced and seasoned adventurers after all, and nothing is ever quite as it looks. But even then, while keeping your eyes out, you were caught unaware as not being picked up by your arcane sensors or any other of your ship's sensors specifically designed to look for psionic energies or large energy blasts or anything to that. Not looking for just standard ballistic missiles into the astral sea. They didn't turn on their engines until they're already halfway. They were deliberately sent out to float until they got halfway towards your ship, and then they activated, beginning to re-aim towards you. And that's when you detected the arcane engine starting up. And you are now aware that there are half a dozen what appear to be high-impact projectiles very quickly accelerating on your ship's position. And as your minds work overtime, they are forced to trace back the entire path of how you got to this point. Because it's a recap session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a recap session.
Chris, looking at the companions, you probably can take a few of them away. Like,
I know.
Brother's
I need
Grim,
to
the
redo this whole
Hydras,
section.
and yeah.
Yeah, I've got it on my list. Unfortunately, I did not have any time over August to do any sort of prep work or anything like that.
Fair enough.
And also I have a bunch of other things I need to finish up. But as soon as I finish all those things up, I need to redo all of this because I have gotten much more skilled over the last year. I can do way more fancier things than this.
Yeah.
Let's make things a bit fancier.
Fair enough.
Also, I think we technically still have the Brothers Grimm. They're on the main base ship, I believe.
Yeah, they're one of the people. Who
Ah,
are...
That
right,
means you
yeah.
go in allies instead now rather than companions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should. I need to, and this will be part of when I actually dedicate like specific NPC stories. Anyone who isn't interested enough to get their own NPC storyline, they're getting booted.
Sorry, Randy.
Oh. Yeah.
Randy's a
Sorry,
bottle.
2/3 of Randy. 1/3 of him, very interesting.
You know,
Yeah,
like
we need the captain.
what's up with this angel owlbear never does anything?
I play the
I
point
go
for that.
and train her whenever we
Tried.
have downtime. You just don't give me downtime.
We've tried.
You had like 4
Yep.
weeks downtime as you traveled here.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
maybe
and
they did
you
something
didn't give us
with
a chance to do anything with it.
Maybe they've done something with Angel.
Yeah.
There's only like 2 days worth of encounters. You had the rest in downtime. I
Well,
gave you that, right?
In which case, I was training Angel during that time.
Okay,
And
cool.
Alvina. Hilarious.
I'm just
And
saying.
Alvina.
I
At the
want to
same time.
see this owlbear mawing some people sometime soon.
Same.
Otherwise,
And my dragons have done something.
yeah, the dragons have done way more than Angel has.
Only partially destroyed the ship as well.
Like dragons have got some personality to them now. We have seen them in action to actually get a rough idea of them. Angel, I don't know what Angel's like. You know, I want to get to know Angel. I want to understand what Angel's storyline is.
Angel's a
Yeah,
big
Gwen.
cuddly bear.
Scared of Gwen.
You're not a
Yeah.
ranger.
Scared of
Not,
Gwen.
not a fan of Angel.
Right, as the world flashes back, this one is specifically for those characters who are not originally from this world, and also not the point who slept through all of this. As you travel all the way back to the first arc of the campaign,
Oh god.
what I've dubbed the New World. All the way back to that original session in the main sphere as you invaded that astral underground of the diplomatic astral station in order to hunt down Junior.
One of the most meme-filled, random bullshit go sessions that the
Yeah.
party has ever done.
Yep.
Yep.
We
And
still
then
haven't recovered
continuing.
the cannon.
Nope. And then continuing onwards up to the having arrived in this new world, having found the Nothics and Chimera's meeting, having lost Steve. Poor Steve. Our hearts go out to Steve.
We'll get
Who
you
we
back
all know
eventually,
well.
buddy. Alvina's still convinced you're dead. Regardless of all
so-
the evidence to the contrary.
Yep. For those 3 sessions, that first little mini arc of introducing the new world, what does each of the players who was actually present there remember most about those 3 sessions? This is up to, but before you reach the Tower of Death.
Alvina got a bunch of pets that hadn't been born yet. Because it was in those
Huh?
sessions that she found the baby dragons.
That is hilariously the session you found the bitch just so immediately got your like wish.
First loot roll on the entire game was find 5 red dragon eggs.
Well, no, it was 6.
6. Oh, you ate one.
Yeah.
Don't ever tell Rosie that, I guess.
Don't tell Alvina that. Don't tell Alvina that.
Oh no, he did tell Alvina that.
No, you never told Alvina.
What I'm
just
hearing
did
is,
it.
for character meta reasons, you aren't allowed to tell Alvina, otherwise your character would already be dead, and we'd have to make a new party.
Yep.
And or you would constantly be at each other. Basically, you wouldn't be adventuring together anymore.
Fair enough.
Because this is a collaborative storytelling
I think-
experience.
I think you said that Alvina miscounted or something like
That
that.
or what? That or one broke or something like that.
It was something like you didn't tell Alvina you ate one. I remember you telling me you ate one, but
Yeah.
you didn't tell Alvina.
Oh, that's probably it.
Yeah.
That's probably. Fuku and Zormir, what do you remember most about those the first couple days in the new world? And the answer could be nothing, by the way. It's a valid answer. I've got like fucking 50 of these arcs to get through.
Scrambling to try and save Steve, and then Steve still sacrificing himself because I'm reviving him.
Yeah.
Steve's
Putting all your hard work to waste.
And it
He's
was
a
kind.
goddamn hero.
He is a goddamn hero.
Yeah. It was also partially fuck you's fault that we're in this world as well.
Yeah.
Because fuck you as a giant ape threw Junior at his like machine.
Device.
Yeah.
But you were such a convincing subordinate because you were
Yeah.
totally the subordinate before.
I was
Yes.
totally a normal vampire spawn beforehand, and
Not
just
the concussed one.
yeah,
'Cause I threw
And just-
one like 500 yards.
and like just
Concussed another one.
yeah, just randomly turned into a giant ape and threw Junior at the machine. After that, then
worked.
yeah,
Everything got wacky.
everything got wacky.
And then things
Try,
got wacky.
we went into a Nothic swamp, fought a bunch of Nothics.
I adopted
who-
a pair of hydras against their will.
Yeah,
To be fair, that wasn't the Nothics. We'll get to the Swamp Raiders in a bit.
Oh, yeah, it was Swamp Raiders. No.
Yeah.
You're right.
Hey, like I said, I've got a lot here. Look at all these notes I've got. Don't feel like you ever have to do more than a sentence. This is more if you have a moment where you like wanted to remember something cool or remind the DM of something. You're more than welcome to. And or just brag about something.
can't
else
remember
you did.
much more apart from that.
We found a bunch
Moving on, after having escaped the Nothics, after having lost Steve, you eventually saw the smoke from whence your ship had crashed, and you traveled in that direction. But first you came across a large tower where, as the night was descending and it was getting colder, you decided to see if you could take refuge within the tower walls. And it's there that you met a peculiar double act
Cross and
of
Bones,
Cross and Bones.
which was really cool.
It was really cool. It's also where you met Gwent and fought the mechanical beholder,
And Alvina
Mhm.
got her
Or-
foot stuck to a mimic door.
Dr. Mimic Door, and you fell down into Cross and Bones Tower of Death, where you had to explore, solve puzzles. This is also where you found Sawed Off
Yep.
as
In a
one of the
fight.
Guardians, and as well as stole several items and found Junior locked up and were forced to work with him in order to escape. And
Yeah.
also where you found Drax imprisoned.
It's
and
also where we
freed
got
them.
the living flame box as well.
Yep,
Yeah,
which Sawed Off
kept
is
off.
the keeper of. He is fortunately too big for his key now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is his origins. So,
Yeah.
what does each of the players remember? Also, I'm pretty sure this is at some point. The point, when did you wake up and rejoin the group?
Way later. We went to
It
the
was after the
town.
Swamp Raiders.
We went to
Ah,
the
okay.
town.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
you,
it
it's
was
when
when
they
we
get
found
back
the
to
ship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm.
That's fair. That's fair. Then everyone, but the point. What do you remember most about those times?
Being lured in by the smell of ramen.
You were lured in by the smell of rubber, which was intentional because we found you.
I think when we were trying to sleep, I told the thing to piss off. Basically, it backfired on us.
Yeah, you got abducted, and we
got
kind of
abducted.
left and went, wait a minute, where's Zombie?
And
It's only after we left the building and had walked off, we went, Hang
Fair-
on, we
barely
forgot our
anyone
outfit.
Barely anyone remembered that. Junior trying to work with me, but also being threatened by me, finding a shit ton of items, stealing the items that were making up traps, which later either became a piece of my equipment and also Gwent's equipment.
I manifested a pair of rubber gloves and a nat 20.
Lighting a death bloom or something like that in the
Oh yeah, the treasure room.
get the treasure room.
Yeah, I remember that.
And managing
About
just
Abby's
enough
house.
rolls to stay alive to get to get it.
That's where I found Avi's halberd was in there.
And we got a bunch
Was
of
it some
random
pottery?
treasure from there.
Yes, you found the broken celestial porcelain that appeared to have once contained a specter, but no longer does. If repaired, you can use it to once more trap a specter in it, but you have not repaired it yet.
Yeah. We repaired most of the other things we found, because we found a lot of stuff.
As well as the hero
Yes.
armor.
The armor of the heroes attachment.
Armor hero.
Which Gwent has, right?
Yeah, like Gwent uses. That's where you get all the 10 hit points from.
Yeah.
Yep.
But having finally escaped the tower, having stolen and made enemies with Cross and Bones, you can see here in our lovely little enemies bit, we've got Junior, we've got Cross and Bones, wonderful. You then reach the crash site of your ship, only to find that your ship was no longer there. It appeared to have already been taken by entities unknown. Though before you managed to get there, you did encounter some swamp raiders and steal their hydras.
Yeah, I drop kicked the riders off them.
You did. And then,
I followed suit.
while the party was busy traveling the rest of the distance, the players went and did some prequel sessions over with invading an aboleth's tower and finding a greasy little gremlin in there.
Which we never actually finished that either.
We did.
Oh, we
Yeah,
did the
but-
prequel
We did.
and
We
the
did 2
prequel sequel.
episodes.
We did 2
of it.
episodes, yeah, but we didn't actually finish it.
Oh, I thought we did, because it was getting them out of there was all that was needed.
Yeah, like you just took them prisoner and left and
Yeah.
looted the place.
Because that was where
Yeah.
Captain Woolenbeard came up.
Hmm.
The cannon-wielding sheep man pirate.
So you did finish it. There just wasn't more to that story. It was you went in there. This is where you actually kidnapped and found and then kidnapped Assassin, and then the presser took them back when you met them. Because it was
Yeah.
just then recounting that story to you.
So where I
Yeah.
went and made 2 characters. One was Naruku and the other was Nogu, which went and Nogu backfired on you and became a
Yes,
villain
he
for a
did.
while.
And it was... I played 2 characters in it, and Gwent played 2 characters because they played their own character and then my character for the second.
They
which
played your
was,
chair.
Al Overnew.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Oh yeah. But after that little, I'm assuming also that is when you encountered the Professor and Assas given that they were recounting their stories to you.
No, we found Assassin and the Professor immediately upon entering the town, which was just after this.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Because
fair.
I
Yeah, because
kidnapped
after
Assassin from the prisoners. They lock up.
after the Swamp Raiders, because this all just counts as the Rebellion arc, the Swamp Raiders are included in there because they're not big enough to have their own arc. You found your ship and you met the Vanguard for salvage, who included a very prominent leader who has since become one of the party companion
Yeah.
regulars,
Abby!
a young Miss Abigail.
She's great.
Re-kidnap.
It was benevolently kidnapped, and Elvina's still gonna get shit for that later. She always.
That they are. But you earned their trust and you were brought to salvage one of the outpost towns for the remnants of free humanoid society. You got to have a look around there. You met a bunch of NPCs. You made friends and ally with Warder Charwood, Abigail's father and leader of salvage. And as well as some dwarfs who were able to teach you what some of the items you found on your travels were, as you came to know the new power structures of this world, and that not everything came from an arcane source. There was now a much larger inventory of primordial powered and psionic powered creations.
I think that's where Alvina learned about the elements.
Pyromancy, yeah.
Yeah, because there was
They have a shrine.
They also had the turtle guy, I think it was, who has hydromancy, right?
Yes.
Also
Oh, yeah,
found
that's the one they have here.
Also found out that our artificery isn't a major part of society as well. There's very few artificers.
Now you did. You also found your ship, but your ship was being held captive until you agreed to help the rebellion with a small problem that they were having, and also the fact that your engines had been stolen before they could get to your ship. So the Void Arcanite propellers are no longer there. So you did a bit of training in the yard, and then learned of a disturbance of an incoming creature known as the Knight of Amethyst.
We also found that out by being attacked by a purple worm that he was hunting, which we beat to death.
Yes.
Was it a purple worm? It was some sort of rock worm thing.
Yeah, I think it was just a scrapyard worm, because it was like a miniature purple worm. But yes, so that arc included the, this is quite a big arc. It was the Swamp Raiders that led into the Rebellion, as well as the Amethyst Knight, because that's all part of the Rebellion arc. What do you remember most about those times, up to and before you left Salvage again?
Okay, so not the Amethyst Knight bit, because that's what sticks in my brain.
Oh, no. You fought them in the backyard of the Rebellion's base.
Oh, so is this arc?
Yeah.
I've permanently traumatized the Amethyst Knight by ripping his helmet off his head, finding out he's an undead illithid, and then shoving his helmet bodily down his throat when I'd accepted my death, and I nicked his sword because he teleported away going, what the fuck?
Yep.
There's still a clip for that. If anyone wants to watch it, there is a clip for that still.
Yeah, this is where Alvina's arsenal of weaponry began.
The gravity sword, which is still my main weapon. I love it.
Weapons. Does anybody else remember any prominent details from that time?
Learn how to knit.
You learn how to knit.
Yeah, I think they found someone interesting on their ship, maybe.
No.
Yeah.
Nah, don't check it out.
Fair. Must not be that interesting.
Someone was. Yeah, there was someone still sleeping there, and they eventually woke up.
Yeah,
Hmm,
I was
maybe
in
they
the
could
room
tell
where
it-
we keep all the wool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Swear
Oh,
to
the,
God.
the paladin
what-
creator. Oh.
How did you first react to discovering that you were now in an entirely other world, and also that the party forgot you were on the ship?
Honestly, I thought it was a prank by Fuck You.
I believe
Do
it.
you still
I-
think it's a prank by you?
I think it's
Oh.
sort of thing that after waiting for the punchline to hit for a while, I sort of realized, oh.
Was
But,
it, was it,
but then
was
I
it
was too busy with other things.
Was it
I re-
literally going to the divine plane and meeting multiple gods that you went, wait a minute?
I remember something that
Um,
Ben should remember. Your person you messed with the most back in that
Oh.
place.
Oh yeah!
damn.
Big toe or little toe, something like that.
Big toe and little toe. It was big toe because big toe was
Yeah.
the Hobbit, right? And
Big
little
Toe's
toe
dead.
was the Goliath. Yeah.
Yeah, they're dead. No, I'm not. Yeah.
No, they're dead.
Yeah, we did,
Mess-
don't we?
Might be dead now.
They might be dead. Yeah, actually, I haven't confirmed it yet.
We've met some of them since then.
You messed with that person so badly.
What's he doing out the front?
Incurred eternal enmity between the pair of you.
I'm
Alright.
surprised they're not on this list over here as enemies for you at least.
That's a personal enemy. This is only for party enemies.
Yeah, they don't mind the rest of us.
That's the only thing I had.
You're
to
gonna
Yes,
have to
that's
make a
his-
subsection for just for
and pull him up.
enemies of fuck
And then he
you.
was
Nah.
like,
You could do that in the character sheet. That is where you met the Amethyst Knight, another one on our enemies old list.
Yep.
Anything else before we move on to the next massive arc, the Oni arc?
Yeah.
All right. So it was that point that realizing you have to recover your stolen engines, you went out this time with Abigail in tow, wanting to learn more from these powerful adventurers, the likes of which this world has not seen many of.
Did you get some more about Venus?
And on the road you set off again, following the Void Arcanite trail, until you eventually met two blue Onis by the name of Akuma and Izami, who were using two of your propellers to attempt to create a void giant golem.
Which
that they could
hilarious.
control in order to fight back against the Oni King.
Which we eventually went. I mean, wait. This way,
I'm down.
oh, we'll help out. Why not?
Yeah.
Most of the rest of the party were looking hesitant. Then me and you combined our
Hey.
efforts and just went boom, boom, and go the voice.
Yeah, literally just. Yeah, we're looking at this thing. Cheers, Nick. Yeah, we literally. The party was still umming and ahhing, so Alvina and Zorbe just did it.
That's true. They were both wanting to rescue their younger sister, Izzy. This is also where you acquired the Arc table that now rests within your ship.
Yeah, very useful.
So you brought the Void Giant that became to be known as the Prime to life, giving them the memories and feelings of Izami for their sister Izzy. The siblings imbued their desire into the Franken Void Giant so that his prime directive would be to rescue their sister.
Which was really cool.
On the way towards the
Hey,
Oni
Alex.
King's palace, you went on a small detour into a cathedral that was calling to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
This
it
is where.
The
I can
point
hear the-
reputation started
the-
to go bad.
Basically, this is the point's first mistake.
No. Anyway, I heard some ethereal music and went towards it.
We met the Skaven.
Yes, we met a bunch of were-rats who worshipped. They were open about worshipping Melody, right?
Yes.
Can't remember.
I think they worship Melody, but didn't know who they were. Or something like
It should also
that.
be noticed that during the creation of the Void Giant was the first time you met the Witness, the first of
Oh.
the avatars.
Yes.
That would be me, because
It was you who met. Yeah, because when you touched the arc table for the first time, right? Because it's
Yeah.
the one that we think is technology, essentially, or something like that.
No. So the Witness was when they were doing the summoning ritual for the giant themselves and rolled a nat 20 on an Arcana check.
Gotcha.
She is summoned by a nat 20 on Arcana.
Alright.
That's why you
Yeah.
were the first to meet her, because you managed to excel at the arcane, and she is the pillar of magic.
Yeah.
But yes, you also met other interesting NPCs that did not last long and were eventually fed to some hydras. The
Ogre
ogre
biker
bikers
gang!
known as Thunder
Yay.
Rollers.
Which were the test subjects, I think, for Alvina's Amethyst Dragon Blade, and it ended poorly for them.
Which we also nicked a shitload of their Oni chains that we had
Yes.
for ages.
We had like 500 Oni Choker chains for a while.
So many. You
And
met
then
all
they-
the Elder Grey Whiskers, and you met the Devil's Piper, and eventually just sealed them back in their
We-
habitat.
We
And I-
got them
Nope.
out, had a conversation, and walled them back into where they came from.
I left them a note telling them to come find us if they were willing to chat.
And then we bricked them in a wall.
Yeah.
And you did.
Yeah. We'll go
Put
back
them
and
in a-
get them later.
Put them in cryostasis and then put them in a coffin.
But you eventually made your way to the mines of Avarice, freed some enslaved humanoids, and eventually reached the Golden Palace, in which you brought down the Oni King.
Can I add in
Yours-
one thing there?
Yeah,
Oh
but
yeah,
you're
'cause
missing...
I'm about to open up the table. This is
Okay,
a very
fair,
short
go for it.
summary, people. So that everyone actually remembers what the hell I'm talking about. But from all of that, because that is the only arc where you defeated the Oni King, and he was teleported away by Prime, the two of them never to be seen again. Quite a relevant detail right
Until
now.
now.
Yeah, until
Yeah.
now!
Who knows? You don't know what you're gonna find on that station. You just know
I've
the.
been told he's there!
You've been told that they appeared there, but nobody. Who knows if he's still there? You know. But yes,
And-
that is the only arc all the way up to the first intermission. What do you remember?
Alvina got a coup de grace on a party member by throwing an atomic bomb into a crowded room.
Yeah.
Mm.
Which, to be fair, they were already dead.
We stole a bunch of fireworks.
They were being beaten to death by the Oni on the turn that I threw the atomic bomb, but my initiative roll was lower. So they were still alive when I
They
threw
were
it.
unconscious.
No, they were dead.
You
They
weaponized.
got crit down. They actually got
You
down.
also weaponized a bunch of troll heads in the jar.
Oh yeah, I also sent an invasion of rabid mutant trolls into the mines and kind of let them do their own thing.
Mm-hmm. We We
This is
stole
also
a bunch
when,
of dynamite.
Death the Grim Reaper first appeared, the second of the avatars, the Pillar of Death.
Who's pretty cool. They wear a suit.
Pretty
Yeah.
Also, quickly before we continue, Ben, we've
Mhm.
lost the Roll20 video bit
Hang on.
and stream. I quickly went to have a look and I saw that
Did you
it's
really?
missing. I'm like, there's a square for it. But
Yeah.
there's
Don't
no
know why.
picture.
Don't know why it disappeared.
Weird.
Yeah,
Roll
well,
20.
it's back now.
I know, but yeah. But yeah, we also fought a lot of Oni. Like, a lot of Oni. Also, I think we got most of their wardrobe from there, right? Didn't we loot the Oni King's bedroom? And
yes.
We looted his wardrobe. I have a lot of gold fabric I'm not using yet.
Come on. And
Ain't got a lovely hat.
yes.
Oh, I forgot. We met a dryad that Alvina was too dumb to realize was a cultist, and adopted a pet plant to
It's
go
where
and
we also
steal
got-
something out of the Oni King's palace, which we still have.
It's also where we got the golden golems as well.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we do have those.
We took control of them during the battle because I started
We did.
etching the runes
is-
to different.
Also where you acquired the golden idol that the Inquisitor was looking for, and promised that if you delivered it to Banshee's Grove, that it would basically boost your reputation with them.
Which we will do eventually.
We just get too many extra other things over.
Got a lot of priorities, alright?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But they're on the
Right.
list.
You did manage to recover your Void Arcanite engines from the Oni King's palace, and also free the Oni from their oppression.
-2 that are now in the void giant's eyes.
True, but you acquired enough to get your engines working again.
Yes.
Is there anything else anybody remembers from that time?
so-
before we move on?
So in the rat monastery,
Oh, yes.
after Alvina and fuck you had killed all of the rats,
They started it.
I might have been mind controlled at the time, so you know.
Yeah.
We just beat you into the ground, didn't we?
I snuck into a back room where I found hidden beneath a statue a strange egg
that we haven't
glowing with
eaten,
celestial power
that we haven't eaten.
that is currently locked securely in my wardrobe because we still haven't gotten around to going to see the celestial expert about it.
We met the gods.
Even though
so
we
know
kind of
about
know
it.
what it is at this point.
We know what it is because we literally asked the gods what it is.
Yeah.
Isn't it also the point that the birth of the Gwentmobile just because of the spell?
It was after the Oni biker gang. Made
the
the
Gwent
Gwent
deal.
deal for the first time. To chase down the giant that literally just teleported away.
Yep.
Nice. Also,
and
wasn't
the
there a
founder-
weird thing about Izzy being controlled by?
Yeah. something?
Yeah, you don't know that one. You
I
never
think it was
investigated further.
specters.
No, we don't know what.
Yeah.
Alvina, and I think fuck you twigged that something was up with her.
But we never worked out
And
well.
we never worked out what, and Alvina like smashed in the mirror. That was like the point of contact, but we never found out what, and we didn't want to fight because we actually kind of liked the only siblings. We're like, okay, well, we'll just leave. Thank you very much for your time. We're happy to help out, and then we just bug it off. And we also rescued a bunch of people from the
You did,
town
you
who had been
freed
sent
all the
to
enslaved.
take us back, I think, or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was where Sid was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
had-
they managed to. You managed to escort them back to salvage. They actually met the group that was coming after you. And
also
they were
had a
able to
pro-
escort them the rest of the way back.
You also had a prospector guy in that one, who survived. The
But
crazy
that was
pro-
the Oni arc.
Yeah.
You managed to retrieve your propellers in order to repair your ship, and along the way, encountered several NPCs, different plot points, and managed to free a population of enslaved humanoids.
Which are now in town again.
So downtown. Yeah, they're being freed. Most of them have joined the rebellion. Others have decided to go their own and try to just make a quiet life hidden somewhere in the wilderness, hoping to just survive off their wits, or at least try, or at least die free. But that brought you back to salvage itself, where you were able to recoup. We had a little intermission. I believe there was a band playing at one point.
We did have a rockstar band moment, and we've got a shit ton of fans for everybody apart from Alvina, who has one really dedicated fan.
Yeah.
Some small child.
We are bringing hope to
Yeah.
some people. Which is foreshadowing something that happened later.
Oh, also, no, that wasn't where Alvina ate a table. That was later.
I don't remember that happening, so fair enough.
That was the second performance, not the first one.
But getting ready to set back off into the land, you decided to make your next contribution to the rebellion by intercepting a ship that was flying towards Iron Core, as it would give the rebellion a massive benefit in that they have very limited astral travel capabilities. So you were assigned the mission of, if you truly want to earn, if you really want to impress the rebellion, then here is this ridiculously high level quest. Go steal one of the fire giant's ships, and with that you'll pretty much earn your way into here. We will trust you. We'll give you whatever you need. And so you set off. But before you reached Iron Core, you went on a little trip across the land, aiming for Deep Well, another one of the Salvos outposts for the rebellion that had access to an underground network that would lead you into Iron Core. And so you did so. You traveled in your ship for the first time across the land, encountered some gnolls, some tri-green ship pilot raiders, and eventually made your way to the smoke yard, where you met your next ally, Warder Cinderbeard on Deep Well.
Who I think
and there you met several people, as well as fought, gathered some ingredients for a grand feast before you set off, encountered some honey elementals, met a honey-drenched wereboy, and eventually managed to get back in time to have the feast and head off and dealt with the creature that lurks in the dark. A large spider, or a large asteroid spider that was blocking the passage to Iron Core. What do you remember at the time?
We gathered a shitload of eggs from that encounter.
Alvina didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
I think Alvina might. I can't remember if I got rid of them. Honestly,
Yeah.
most of them.
I thought you stuck them somewhere.
Most of them are still in Assassin. That was it.
I'm making notes for the next Bugnoid session if it happens.
The other two, I think I did use them for something. I think I can't remember if I traded them or something.
Possibly.
I think it was the first time that Gwent summoned his god and then tried to beat him up as soon as he came.
No, that was in Iron Core. I distinctly remember that being in Iron Core while we were like taking a rest while Zomi was kidnapped. In that one, it had the hilarious moment of, they said, well, I mean, we're gonna have a feast before you go when we've done a few things, so would you mind going out and doing some shopping for us and bring back some
Not that I've noticed. To be honest, I've not really looked outside.
Which caused one of the weirdest plans ever, but it worked!
Yeah.
Oh, the super T-Rex.
We opened a door and turned Alvin into a giant flying fire-breathing Tyrannosaurus. Which was enlarged, which caused the pigs to either have a heart attack or run into the hole. Also, we found a raid boss that we avoided.
Yeah.
I don't remember what its name was, but it was like an Earth Colossus or something.
Yeah.
You can try.
There was something there we avoided.
I remember Alvina found out its name because she had commute with nature at that point. So we found out what it was. It was like the freaking raise boar, essentially.
Ah, yeah, I think so.
We should go back.
We should. We need to fight it when we're level 20. We'd go back and fight it.
I reckon we can take it as we are, or at least survive if we find we can't.
Where is it? I've got it here. The Borag! I knew I had a note on it!
Yay.
Also, we found stone wolves that eat rocks, apparently. I don't know what that is. I'm going through my own notes. It's like, I am mystified at what I'm reading.
Well, so am I.
Yeah.
I've got like an average of 4 bullet points per session written here in my notes. That is not enough detail, Chris.
Chris, you have the joy if you just at some point look through Alvina's notes and try and translate them. It's hilarious.
That's fair. But that was Arc 5 as you eventually defeated the giant asteroid spider and continued on. We're going deeper into the hot molten earth. You arrived, finally, at Iron Core.
With our best boy Jones in tow.
With the best boy no longer covered in honey in tow. And what's there to say about Iron Core? You caused so much goddamn chaos. You freed a bunch of people. You made a cult. You invented Iron Man technology. You made a deal with the leader, and you created an entire lore about a coffee trade.
Yes.
Yeah.
We also met the bakers, which were hilarious. That adore Alvina because she can eat more pastry than anyone should physically be able to fit in their body.
Damn. I'm just checking how long this arc was.
Yeah.
And
This was
yeah,
a lot.
It was a big one.
It was a long one.
This was
Not-
like 6 to 8 months, I think.
Not
this
as not
one.
as long as the Bastion arc, but it was pretty
It-
decent length.
For the Bastion arc
think we-
splits down into like 2 or 3. This one was 10 sessions.
I think
Yeah.
we also ended up splitting the party into at least 3 groups at one point.
We
Mhm.
did. We had the party that had been arrested. We had Zormir who'd been kidnapped, and the party that weren't arrested.
Yeah.
And this
Oh,
is
yeah.
also where Alvina got their pyromancy. So
Yeah.
everything up to and stealing the Fire Star and eventually arriving back
We
at
met
the
Flame
Crown
Barbie
Mountains
for the first time.
is Arc 6, which I've nicknamed Fire and Iron. What do you
Yeah.
remember?
We met Flame Barbie for the first time.
And
That's
Mr.
true, you met,
Popular.
Im the Princess as well as the unpopular Mr. Popular.
Yep.
Oh, we should have him on this list as well. I just
Yeah.
realised.
The Mr. Popular's somewhere. Yeah,
they're
he's
working
in
hard.
Companions.
No,
On
Mr.
the
Popular's
left-hand
here.
side.
He's on the left.
He's
He's
next to
not
Drax.
Oh yeah, they also need to be moved out of Companions because they're going to
Yeah,
be the caretaker now for the
Yeah.
farm.
He needs to be swapped out with Im because Im is
Yeah.
a companion now.
So many things
Uh,
to update.
We did a lot.
Mhm.
We did a lot in Hiker. We
You
got
also met the smoke genie Balik.
Who fucking stole
who
from?
Who stole one of the artifacts that we found?
Yep.
He stole an artifact from there that they found, which we replaced to get basically whatever the fuck we wanted out of them, because we had a different part of the Crown of Imix, because it was the Crown of Imix stuff.
Yes, and last you know that they have traveled back. They were working for the Monster Guild, and they have traveled back to Mind's Expanse with it,
Yeah.
presumably where it currently now resides.
Which is another future plan. I think, is that the next plot of call? I think it might have been. We did
Yeah.
organize what we were doing after this.
Did we?
Did I believe you were going to go to the Lizard continent though?
Okay.
Yeah.
But to be fair, the party's open to changing that wherever you want. I just need to know ahead of time so I can plan things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That way you get slightly higher quality material.
I know it's either to deal with the Monster Guild or go to Snake Place. I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
Uh,
But you also pretended to be from the Order of the Inquisitive Breath,
yeah,
a
which Alfie,
fire dragon quality inspector corp.
which fooled way more people than I had any right to, considering it was Alvina who couldn't speak Draconic at the time, acting cocky as fuck, walking around, and anyone that wasn't highly ranked went, "Oh shit, it's a dragon."
Mhm.
They could
Impressive.
identify you on site. As well as Zormir made a new friend, Elder Adersag, one of the Primal Smiths.
Yep.
Who Alvina made really uncomfortable because once it had been agreed upon that Zorbi was going to work with them for a little while, he went, Can you please tell that elf to stop staring at me? It's making me really uncomfortable."
I also got some map information on the
Primal Dream, right?
Primal Dream.
Yeah.
Specifically the fire elemental portion of it, as well as the portal to the Primal Dream.
And fuck,
We
he was
also
just
got
stealing
about-
everything that wasn't now down.
Yeah,
I
so is
think we-
Alvina. We have like about 3 metric tons of the whatever the obsidian iron. That's what it's called, which we just
Mhm.
nicked.
Yes, you
bunch
got a
of
whole box of
rude-
ingots, a whole box of obsidian iron tools. You even got a feather phoenix of revivify. It says here.
Yes, which I don't think we've used yet actually.
No.
I used a lot of the other feathers that we got because I love those things. I need more of that.
Yeah,
I
quite
like
fun. Yeah.
feathers.
Yes, sir.
I mean, fuck
Yeah.
you's got one which I always forget to use.
I think we also tricked some of the giant into the portal to then sneak back out in the same sentence.
You
to get
did,
some of them.
yes.
You did, yeah, I remember that.
Because I was trying to catch up with the rest of the party after.
Yeah, when you've been
Realizing.
locked in a cupboard.
But yes, eventually the ship did arrive, and you made a plan to take it with the help of the very leader who was sworn to them, thanks to the bartering piece that you had. And
Yep.
this is obviously where you first met. Well, first of all, where you struck a deal with Lieutenant General Fairbex, who was previously the leader of Iron Corps before his brother came in and took over that, but we'll get to that in a moment. And where you first met Princess M.
Flame
Um,
Barbie. Or who
It
might
was
be
also the first time where you encountered Cat, the Catalysm,
yes,
the
Cataclysm.
pillar of.
Destruction and chaos.
I think it's just supposed to be the elements,
Okay,
because they're kind of just the nature one. It's the pillar of nature.
Pillar of
It's
Nature.
just,
yeah.
nature is chaotic sometimes.
Who I think
the
went,
pillar of the force of nature that is Alvina and fuck you.
who I believe went to fuck you. I think fuck you technically met them first.
Yeah.
And they pretty much went to fuck you. Can I leave a message for that homicidal elf because they don't dream?
Basically, yeah.
Can you find me a way to talk to them, please?
Yes, because
We figured
nothing
that.
quite says force of nature like Alvina.
Yeah.
As we'll find out once we're on that ship.
Hopefully.
And where you also encountered and defeated the Royal Knight Captain Smoldrus and acquired
That's what I
a new
meant.
weapon.
Another part of the arsenal for Alvina. Totally
The
not
weapon.
Sulfuris Hand of Ragnaros.
The
No, definitely
weapons
not, no, no.
continue.
I've never even played WoW. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't spend my teen years playing it.
Same.
Was there anything else regarding Iron Core or the Iron and Fire and Iron Arc that you wish to remember?
Pyromancy was fun. Oh yeah, I met Imix for the first time as well, actually, in there.
Yes, because you went down and touched the primal fire,
I
which
ate
had
it.
the possibility of disintegrating you and forcing you to make a new character.
So I just powered through because Alvina's kind of a
Powered
badass.
through.
I was going to try it, but then was talked out of it.
Yes,
By
you would
everyone.
certainly
Good.
die. Your personality is, or your Zormir's personality is misaligned with the element of fire.
But now he's got his own personal arc of trying to control all of the elements of
arcane, right?
arcane.
Yeah.
Because he now knows of the fact that there's arcane magic that through, I believe, the encounter with the witness again, seeing that the person, I think it was maybe the witness. that-
Also, it was the witness. Also, through that, we also started the hatching process of all the baby dragons.
yeah,
Yes. You needed the primal fire
Yep.
to hatch.
And actually, was that from there?
That was from there.
Yeah.
no, no.
that's
So
where
I
you-
was thinking, did we get the Brothers Grimm from there? They're all
we did,
fire
yeah.
ganassi.
yes.
They were
There.
the slave revolt that Lou
Yeah,
started.
they're
and-
they're the cult I mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lou
didn't,
shot
didn't
one
we
of them
capture
in the middle
them?
of their speech.
Oh, didn't we capture them from the Firestar originally? Like
No,
when they
they
the
were
original
in.
crew?
They were
They were Iron-
working in Iron Core,
Ah.
and were part of just the slave population there that some of you snuck into as part of your split off.
I think
Where
it was-
Lou managed to talk to them and kind of like convince them that sure, rebelling any other time hasn't worked, but have you tried doing it with us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they made their point by shooting the main offender who has contradicted them with an Eldritch Blast, which really wowed the crowd.
Hmm.
In the
then
middle of
they-
their
And
speech, they
that's
just
how
shot
Lou
him.
Grimm became a warlock patron.
Yeah. They still get
patrons.
warlock powers from him, I'm assuming, right? Despite him not being a warlock anymore.
Here.
Oh, he didn't need to be a warlock patron.
That's what I was meaning, right? 'Cause
Yes.
he's... Yeah.
He's got his natural powers inside him.
Yeah.
Power
He's a
inside him.
sorcerer. So, there is
But,
at least the
uh,
right one for it.
Having stolen the Firestar and managed to, thankfully, with your deal, did not have anybody actually come after you, managed to get to the Crown Mountain and hand off and hide the Firestar.
I'm not talking to you.
45. You also met the captain of the Firestar 45, who's called Captain of the Firestar 45.
I'm sure we gave him a name. I can't remember what it was, though.
Did Lou not name them
The
eventually?
flump
I think-
or
The flump. Well, the Fire
Yeah.
Flump.
I think they were just called Captain 45 or something like that.
I remember they gave him a
I
nickname,
mean-
but I can't remember what it was.
fuck you was calling him Ford.
That was it!
Uh,
I knew there was a name we'd given him, I just could not remember what it was.
Captain.
Just because he misheard someone call him 45
45.
as
yeah.
45.
45.
So he thinks his name is Ford D5.
45. He's a One Piece character.
Yeah. He's one of the
Scratched
D's.
Randy is also the name that fuck you gave to.
Yep.
He gives people a lot of names.
Yeah.
I think the only
Does-
ones that Fuck You hasn't named are My Baby Dragons and Angel, right?
Yeah, I named
Yeah.
Angel.
Oh, and Emmy.
Pointbot was named Pointbot because Pointbot.
I'm pretty sure you named Blob as well, right?
Possibly?
Right, give it.
No, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I named
No,
Bob.
I don't think Blob was. Or Fucky was. Or I was there when you found Blob.
No.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, otherwise Blob would have a much weirder name.
Because
Blob.
Fucky also called Sod Off.
Hmm.
Spelt weirdly.
But yes, that brought us to the intermission number 2 as you arrived back in Bastion. Or not even back, you arrived in Bastion. That was it. If you stole the ship, you'd get access to Bastion.
Yes.
Wasn't just to impress the rebellion, but technically it was because
That's why I said decided to make a contribution. We were told if you want to go to this city, steal that ship.
steal that ship.
Yeah.
And this is where you finally arrived at Bastion. But also you received the new optional quest. You don't have to technically do. You don't have to technically do anything. It's a sandbox campaign. Do whatever the fuck you want. To retrieve the missing crown of Imix, last seen heading to Mind Expanse, the Monstro Guild city-state. But while in Bastion and getting to know it, you kind of went about and just explored it for a little bit. The point got into a stew-off with some very old ladies who definitely weren't hags in disguise.
Not in any way.
You received, you learned that it cost 50 Rebellion emblems if you wanted to get a portal pass to set up a permanent teleportation circle. You met the very wonderful and efficient gnome clerk, Norman Kent,
Norman!
Norman, who
who
is
you definitely
Wait.
did not terrorize and traumatize.
Wait, did you say his surname was Kent?
It was
Norman
Kent.
Kent.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's Clark Kent. Okay.
He's secretly gonna come back and beat us all to hell.
He's the true
Possibly.
BBEG.
Norman Kent, that
Possibly.
would be quite
Oh,
funny.
so if the point died during the Bastion arc, I was definitely considering asking to be Norman.
You're coming along
Oh,
with us.
that'd be good. Kidnap.
No, the only one who came close to dying in the once we were back there was me.
You did die. What do you mean
Yeah.
come
How many
close to that? You
times?
did die. We resurrected you.
Yeah.
Twice, I think.
That's true, it's true. As well as
It's not much happened.
met like various people. Fabio running his
Fabio.
herbology or his greenhouse
Greenhouse.
restaurant effectively. That's
is
kind of
great.
what it, or I guess cafe technically. It's not a full restaurant. He just serves salad.
Come on, TR, tell us about Fabio.
I think you find he runs Gwyn's heart.
That's it. as well as the lovely goblin owner of the Junk Emporium.
Zormi's love.
Life. And Valkyrie's life.
I traded a pistol to them to get a piece of the statue that resulted in another mishap that we had to deal with because
Hey,
they wanted
I-
the statue.
We dealt with it. I hit the person asking who was bothering the shop owner with a door that I summoned out of. That I got handed by Randy.
Yes.
So yeah, did you literally? Oh no, it was off Randy's.
Randy gave me a 6-foot iron door that I proceeded to hit the guy with because he wasn't paying attention to us.
That's true, and that's when you stumbled upon the Brotherhood of the Empress, a underground criminal organization that poaches and imprisons exotic creatures. Not even just those of insentient,
Non-sentient.
non-sentient, but also creatures of all forms of intelligence used for sport by some of the more slimy of the well-off in the Bastion.
And I believe one of the leaders that we met's daughter is also a fan of Alvina, hilariously, because that was a thing that you made when we went into the arena.
Yeah,
Yes.
I think we taught them a lesson because
We taught them. We slaughtered them.
they had to run. The ones that survived ran like nobody's business.
We made a deal with one of them, going, I will pretend this never happened, and give you a bunch of stuff and all the info you ask for, if you let me leave and not kill me.
Oh, interesting. But before
Yeah,
all
so
that, I thought that happened during the intermission, but no, it didn't, because that actually has several episodes over here.
The mirror
Interesting.
stuff happened then.
Mhm.
Yeah, apparently mirror, because I was about to go on to the Einsmerst stuff.
Yeah, that was the first part we did.
But before that, you managed to, or more importantly, Zormir somehow managed to get into a lot of trouble when the Einsmerst came to hunt in Bastion.
And killed Zormir.
With Zormir.
Oh no! It also caused Fuck You to go missing for like a week because they walked into a padded cell full of mirrors
Yeah.
and were trapped in an alternate dimension.
Yes, because that's how those mirrors do, and why you don't go randomly exploring. But while in there, though, it was when you met
Morph.
who eventually would come to know as Morph,
Morph!
Yay.
Yeah.
who appears to be the Pillar of Reality.
It was awesome.
Yep.
I always imagine Morph as Mr. Game & Watch.
what,
Essentially,
sorry?
like fuse him. Mr. Game & Watch from like the old games and Smash Brothers, the stick man from Smash Bros. Most people know him as. Fused with the little Morph from Treasure Planet. Kind of fuse of those two. That's what
I mean, I imagine it as Morph from Treasure Planet and mixed with the homunculus from Fullmetal Alchemist. So, like, the blobbiness of Morph, but also the mistiness and incorporealness of like the homunculus.
Is it in my mind there? Do you know that episode of SpongeBob with the pencil?
Yeah.
No harm in your
It's a
Okay.
that Doodle Bob but
Doodle Bob.
humanoid and not evil.
and not evil.
You don't know that.
we like Morph.
It's a
If-
Doodle Bob but
Well, I'm
not
sorry, good and evil
visi-
isn't decided by whether or not you like them or not.
It's a,
No, I was about to
not
say, Chris,
visibly
they're not
evil.
to us.
Yes.
It's a,
Like,
not
fuck you
visibly
isn't
angry
evil
and trying
us
to kill
despite
us.
being actively chaotic evil.
Fair.
That's Alvina's perception.
They're not
We've
drawing
already
angry
established
eyes.
this.
Yes.
We've already established this.
Oh, nah, he's actually the pillar of the mind, not reality. Slight difference. Yeah.
Oh, okay. We haven't met the player
Um,
yet. Yeah, I don't think so.
It's because reality is technically is like combined with nature, so it's technically cat.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say to some of these things we need to do something really mindy or really deathy. So do something really real to summon the pillar of reality.
real.
Real.
But yes, Fuki went a little insane, staring at themselves in the mirror constantly, and it summoned the pillar of the mind.
Yep.
Which which I think we're funny. You also met new friends like Wheatflower, the friendly herbalist, Furbog, who just wants to give you tea and talk your ear off.
Yep.
You also
Think I'll
gained
be
a
in.
religious idol of Ivika that contained a very small Fool's Arcanite cap with a hidden bead of Platinum Arcanite inside. Not enough to use in crafting, but enough to symbolize its connection to the arcane. You also discovered that the Ainsmerce was hunting for the angelic egg, and
Yes.
even managed to find the angelic egg after going through several fake like safes and like a dozen different traps
Did it-
and stuff.
Did I ever find it? I think we
We
sort of
found
realized
it.
it was looking for the egg, and then I illusioned an egg and went, "Oh, you're looking for this."
No, that's what you did, and then you got kidnapped into the mirror dimension.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
weren't
Because
actually
of
there.
that, we looted your bedroom and broke all of your safes open to find the actual.
Except for the actual one, I think.
No, Alvina broke open the actual one because she knacked
Did
20
you?
perception and found it. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Like,
I
it's Alvina and Fuck you were debating whether
Whether to eat it
and
or not.
Alvina made the point of, no, we have to wait for the point to be here before we make it into an omelet because it's their egg.
Yeah.
But yes, they did. They did technically find it if it was in your room, because they were going to use it to barter for you back.
yeah, it was. No, so I thought from
Yeah.
rewatching that episode ages ago that
No.
you found the safe, went, "Oh, it's in this safe," but couldn't get into the safe.
I know Alvina got
No,
it.
that's how they know it's an egg in there.
Oh, fair.
So they did break it open.
I need to get a better safe for it then.
Alvina literally
you do.
tore it open if ever.
So I would have done it much earlier had I worked it out. Fair enough.
Well, sure, you can easily retcon that and have a better safe now already.
Yeah, there's a better
But yes,
safe
that
in there.
was that was the Hunt of the Ainsmerce. In between the Hunt of the Ainsmerce, you took a small break and a detour to go into the trails of dreaming disaster.
We also
As,
met Lucas in the first one.
Oh, that's true as well. But we'll get to that in a little bit. Trails of Dreaming Disaster, where Lou was being hunted by ethereal agents
The ninja
for abandoning his, for breaking his pact with the president of the Ethereal Republic. Because apparently pacts transcend realities. Make a pact with an old god in one reality, it'll follow you all the way to a new world with a new version of them.
Yeah. At least with old gods.
But yes, you also learned about light bells, Norman Kent. What else we got here?
Randy came in the Ainsmerce bit.
Randy. This is when you also met Lucas, while exploring the dreamscape. Not the dreamscape, the mirrorverse.
Exploring, I was kidnapped by the Ainsmerst. Lucas shot us down. And we sort of shut up, went, can you shot me down, went, can you send me back? I went, yeah, but this one's coming with you. That was pretty much it for Lucas, I think. A lot of Dark Rebellion versus Light Rebellion.
Yes, where you
Dark
also met
Fingers
the
and
Light Rebellion, who believe they're the only faction of the rebellion, and is being led by Lightside.
Yep.
But let's see. Would that count as its own arc? Let's see. You know, I'm gonna put this all into one arc because it's like 3 different little mini things.
In that
I'm
one,
gonna call it Tales from Bastion.
We found out in that one that I think that was the arc that we found out that the Amethyst Knight has a prisoner, right?
Yeah.
I think
it
that
was
was
it was
the
in one of the dream sequences that we realized that. I think
Yeah.
I think it was a later dream sequence, but
Was it a later one?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which one
but
it
yeah,
was.
in one of the dream sequences.
Where I broke everybody's brains.
It wasn't.
Made them gave up on reality itself.
It wasn't the army got split into many different versions of himself, and yeah, it wasn't that one where we're fighting the ninjas where I got broken into 3 different Zarmirs. One that was in Lou's version of Present Control. In the
No,
past,
not yet.
Oh, yeah.
No, that was definitely a different one because that's the one that Point literally missed a week, showed
Yeah.
up, opened the door, and got hit by a dragon breath from Alvina's dream.
Yep.
and just
that
down
happened.
immediately.
Yes. So yes, those are the Tales of Bastion. You hunted the Ainsmerce, or were hunted by the Ainsmerce. We've already covered cult and secret societies, where you discovered Angel, as well as you obviously had discovered Lucas, who came back with the point.
Lucas is an
and,
experience.
where you actually met Camerth, who you decided to recruit because they were a trapper and animal handling expert, and you terrified the fuck out of them.
This I don't remember actually.
No, I don't remember
so-
that.
Remember that one?
You terrified.
I believe
it was it was the one person you didn't knock out of the secret society when you were freeing everyone, and you told him to open the cages.
Oh, that guy.
That
Ah.
guy. Yeah, I do remember him now.
Is this-
Where's
And
the
he was
run?
like, "What? Well, I have a family to feed. What am I doing now?"
I think they're working for us on the farm. Aren't they?
Yeah.
Yep, which is
They're
what I just
helping.
said. You recruited them to help with the
He was
farm.
he was one of the underlings, opposed to the leader we let
Yeah.
get away.
We let one. Well, actually, no, one leader actively got away. One leader we let get away, and one is dead.
Yeah.
But that's where you saved the spirit warrior Zexel, who is a spirit naga from the northern kingdom of the Great Chukan, in the realm of Izel,
Who was
which
great.
And-
described as
and-
beautiful jungles of mountains.
And much more importantly, saved the incredibly plot-relevant Angel the Owlbear.
Yeah.
Yep, I'm sure it'll come
And
up
a bunch
eventually.
of random animals that Alvina also just has as pets, but a lot of them are like inane little ones. Oh,
Bug
also
people.
Alvina's got a has to save the unicorn. I remember that now.
Bug people that Lou sent to go back to a mix. I believe. Or
No,
were they
Yeah,
not
possibly.
part of that? They were part of that
Hmm.
as well, were they not?
I don't think he sent any bug people to him.
There were some fairies that were just kind of living on the ship for a
The
bit.
fairies. That was the
Mhm.
ones we sent. We
There's
helped
there's
the
a
fairies.
bunch of people.
One of the fairies that turned undead for a little bit, and then you got an undead me for a while.
Yes. Because we couldn't fucking resurrect it because of that. We had to use a more powerful resurrection to stop the because you turned them into an undead.
That's fair. This is also where, what was the arc of rebelling?
Was it?
That
No.
wasn't the time travel. It was before that.
How does this one involve?
Oh, it was the.
Was it just Battle of the Bands?
I about to say yeah. This would have been the tournament arcs and things because we did a lot.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we'd arrived.
'cause
We've
that's-
dealt with the nonsense we caused from arriving.
Because that's one for all. That's there's like 7 fucking parter right here for that one.
Yeah.
There's one before that.
Do you have the title?
Yeah, the Art of Rebelling.
The Art of
Yeah.
Rebellion.
That's
Fair.
the title. Yeah, episode 57. Let's see. I'm just gonna read off some notes here and see if any of them make sense. Quantum crystal, a special material from the Mirror Realm. Gunpowder keg. Ooh, Zormir hybrid arcanite. I think this is when you first started studying hybrid arcanite fully. Where the point got the blessing of Kiris. Advantage on con saves against food.
Oh, it was it was downtime where I made a
Yeah.
very good stew.
This was the middle downtime section, so we did like the actual meeting with Darkseid, I think, during this one.
Yeah. I think
And
this
Ah,
all
yeah.
the
So
little
this
like
is
interim stuff. Well, Alvina slept in a tree.
So, and the stew arc came to its end where I made a
Yeah.
stew so good it
You cursed
appealed to the
him.
god of cooking who'd been eaten by the Magester and cursed me.
Yeah.
Yay.
yes, and where you also met with people to discuss various things. Yeah, I think this was just literally you're right off. This is where you just went around, got to know people, did a bunch of little mini things, met the members. Yeah, because here's the administrator, the dark side, old man, Gramps, Dr. Vergas, and Ubi.
Ubi.
Where unfortunately Selena
Ubi.
couldn't be with us. And presumably this is also then includes you meeting Selena and dealing with the worms that were invading the forest.
Yeah.
I think
Which we
Dormir's-
sent to
I think he's
Banshee's
going into
Grove.
his box.
That you
Mm.
sent to Banshee's Grove. This is also where
He's
you
going into
learned
his
the
bucket.
rest of the immediate scrap lands. You already had Salvos, the realm of destruction, and home to humans and desert
And-
races.
Has he
Izel,
got food in his box?
It was also when Alvina got level 2 pyromancy, and I think
Yeah,
Fuki
'cause I
got
think
level
he's
1
just.
in that as well.
Was it?
I also
Oh, yeah.
think Dormir
Uh,
scanned and found out about their rebellion storehouse of Arcanite as well.
Yes, you
'cause
did.
He used the tablet and it pinged that.
Yep, this is also where you learn about Olin and Kyra, the realms of Desert and Crystal, Taxios, the realm of Hydronics, and we've already covered Izel and Salvos, as well as just learning about the Breaker Zone pirates known as the Jammy Dodgers.
Yeah, the
I don't
Jammy
remember
Dog.
them, but
I remember them.
I'm not very excited to meet them.
Well, if you roll in the random encounters, you will eventually meet them.
We will.
Right, more random flying around till we meet them.
Yep.
Which gets us into Pests of the Garden, where you met Mr. Worm.
Mr. Worm.
Mr. Worm, who was attempting to do an
They
initiation
call me
to prove his
Mr.
worth
Worm.
to join the Monstro Guild.
So we sent him to go and fuck with Fancy's Grove because Lou talked him around to talking to us, and Alvina talked him around to go and bother them instead of us. Which worked somehow.
And we stole a lot of their Arcanite control rods.
Yeah,
We did.
we're still trying to work out entirely
How
how.
to work. Why? What to do?
Oh,
with them.
I'm still just harvesting it for parts.
I think it's so we can ultimately take over control of the worms ourselves and turn them to an army for us,
Possibly.
It was.
rather than the Monstro Guild have them.
Hang on, I'm checking my inventory to see what's actually in them. Because it
know
was
this-
white and something else, and I
These
needed the
white-
white for Alvina's Pokeballs.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lovely. As well as Bundles of Fury, where you learned for the first time that your dragons were hatching.
Yeah. And Alvina sprinted back, I think.
Literally.
It's like 2 hours, and she just ran it in about.
People had to take the train to keep up with you.
White and vermilion is what's in the control rods. There you go.
And she tamed all her little babu dragons, and they're all very cute. And they also tried to eat fuck you, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, who doesn't try to do that?
Yeah.
We got you a flameproof cloak for it. Because of that.
Well, it was made out of the flameproof blankets that we stole from Iron Core, so yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And they're very cute. And they've caused a lot of benefits and a lot of headaches, and I love them.
The headaches are mostly for Zormir.
All the
Okay.
happiness
Mhm.
to Alvina.
But this brought us on to Act or Arc. I've just started calling them Acts, apparently. You know what? I like calling them Acts.
It's
Um,
Diablo. It's Diablo style.
yeah.
It's good.
This is what got you onto Act 8, Games of Destiny.
Woo!
Having
Yay!
spent some time getting to know Bastion, falling in love with Bastion, presumably because you fucking spent a year there,
Yeah.
and you eventually
just couldn't
decided-
leave.
Just couldn't leave.
It's
There's
a-
just many things to. This is where you signed up for the Gauntlet Rise in order to face
And-
the champion at the Swift Whiskers.
We did so much random shit for that. We
Yep.
did the Phoenix fight. We then the next day did the entire obstacle course.
I wasn't going to take part of the Phoenix fight and then just.
Half
jumped
of the
into
party
it.
wasn't, and then half the party just jumped in.
And then we were watching and just went, "Oh no!"
Whilst being inside the damn Phoenix, trying to deactivate it from the.
Oh,
inside.
I had my snacksident.
Yes, you did.
Yep.
Where I just bought everything on the menu.
You had like a food
Nice,
coma.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. This is also where you met Kit, the Cloud Goliath, while you were exploring the city, the Cloud Giant Historian. And you discovered his Flesh of the Silver King, his Lure of the Astral Doom, his Firewood that saved its life, the Obsidian Iron Spikes that he stole from the Uber Pyres,
To deal with giant vampires, which is a
deal
really
with giant
cool idea.
vampires, and Scraps of Bread.
And Alvina talked him into coming with us on this current adventure, which we will get
Yes,
to.
after they told you about the Oni King who suddenly appeared on Wrecking Forge Astral Station, and effectively gave you, if you did want to join the Society of basically Power Hunters and Historians, that you would need to clear out their old Astral Station so they could retake it in order to become a member of the Wrecking Forge.
And they said they'll give me a better Battle Giant strength
Sir.
entry, which is fun.
As well as also you had special inquiries from Miss Merborn, and met in a miniature meeting room with William Alpha Feather and William Zach Feather, representatives of Feather Inc., the Golem Incorporation.
Oh, yeah.
That
And I
eventually would
enrolled
come
for
to-
university, for the Open University.
and
You
would
also
eventually
set off
come
an
to
atomic
help
bomb.
create Loose Body.
That
You
too.
set off an atomic bomb in a locker.
It wasn't atomic.
It was
It was
pretty
a bomb,
close to it.
But yes,
You're
while
still-
doing all that preparing for the games, you then went on to the games. And the
Yay.
games, they were fun, but they lasted like
while.
5 sessions.
Each. Hey, they-
No, it was, to be fair, it was mostly the Gauntlet high-rise one that took many sessions.
That was awesome. Which
It was good, but I did not expect to spend so much long on that particular arc, and
We
it
were
helped contribute
invested.
to spending just a month extra in Bastion.
we were invested on that
Yeah,
one.
Bastion.
And we came in first, second, and fourth, I believe, right?
You did, and this is when you summoned your next avatar, Destiny,
Yesterday, another one for Alvina, which is
the
hilarious.
pillar
Yeah,
of Destiny,
that's-
hilariously.
Only because Gwent went, no, I don't want this.
Yes, Gwent deliberately
also
did
helped
not
you get
take
up
third
there.
place.
I also helped you get up there.
True.
Because I dealt with the ninja, remember? The ninja with the poison of become ethereal and fall back to the bottom. Unfortunately, we were in a high gravity zone, and he decided to go invisible in front of Alvina with a gravity sword, who crumpled him to a small pile of paper.
A surprisingly good team.
It was a very good team.
But this is also where you met Annabelle, the receptionist for the Rebellion headquarters, when you went to collect your winnings.
Oh.
Who Alvina proved has Riz apparently, and Zomir really doesn't.
Yeah. I think
No,
that's
'cause-
Zorm's
He's not.
something.
He's not
Negative
trying to
thing.
flirt with anyone or anything like that. He just talks to people like normal people.
It's-
He doesn't
it's-
realize that.
It sounds like the worst flirting ever.
Yeah,
And
I mean, you did go, I
Want
insulted
something.
her, I should get her flowers.
yeah. should I
That did
get her
happen.
And
Yeah.
which Alvina went,
It was
I'm
more-
really sorry for him, and gave her a jewel and flowers. It's probably so right.
some- Yeah.
I think that's where Alvina got the title harem protagonist, wasn't it? Was that?
I think so, yeah.
This is also where you investigated the Elysium Bastion door to one of the Elysium bunkers or vaults, effectively. And learned that the riddle, or maybe not the riddle, but the warning of here dwells the fruit of our mind, beware those not of our kin, for danger lurks within the steel, bend your will or face rejection.
We bent our will later.
Yeah.
And
Also-
you also, and I'm pretty sure most of this was done with most of you being split party, because some of you then went and took some NPCs, such as Nishra Gulzar, a devoted paladin dwarf mother, Tarragon, the conquest 12-year-old, and Trevin, the glory paladin old human man.
Because when Alvina summoned Destiny,
Yep.
Point made a terrible decision.
Nothing bad happened. Nothing
Like,
bad
caused
happened.
the
Everyone,
next
get
massive
paladin.
problem, which caused every person that didn't have class levels to become a paladin, and everyone that already has class levels to gain an extra power,
Yep.
which caused massive riots in the city.
It wasn't riots, it was
It
just
was-
massive overexcitement.
It was
I just
riot.
had a. I tried to convince her that maybe power split among the people was better than power given to one person.
Yeah,
But
And she
Alvina-
took you for your word, you convinced her.
And Alvina
Yeah,
bashed
that
into
worked.
Point's head afterwards. We can be selfish.
Mm, Maybe.
Selfish is sometimes safer. But
Maybe it is.
Maybe.
Alvina adopted Tarragon.
Alvina and the Point adopted Tarragon.
No, you
No,
you
seems
failed.
unlikely.
So the
you
Point
failed.
tried to adopt Tarragon.
And Alvina did adopt Tarragon. And also, if memory serves, Point had a fight with those three NPCs because Alvina basically went, "I'll buy dinner and go out with anybody who can beat him, can beat one of us." Fuck you, I think murdered or was almost murdering a bunch of random civvies. Alvina beat the crap out of every single person that stepped up to her as she was watching the Point get bodied by an old lady, a random dude, and a child.
I would like
You
to
did
add
win.
2 things in there. Yes, one, this was me going. This was the Point going. Oh god, I've made a bunch of paladins. Damage control, paladin training in here tomorrow.
Yes.
And me proving to them I do know what I'm talking about. I was going easy on them on purpose,
I also
and
gave-
almost got
Is what
killed
you
with someone.
said
I also-
afterwards.
I also gave the child a potion of like cloud giant strength.
Yeah.
It's like, I got you, kid. Here's some food, and here's drink this as well. It'll be
Tarragon
really
had the paladin power to terrify people,
conquest.
and was terrifying.
He's shock you. Tip off the horrifying block that is Alvina. It's terrifying.
Yep.
And yeah, I think Alvina ended up making dinner for a lot of people for that one. as well.
I think we're getting close to the Stormbeard goes missing again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it the second time?
Just trying to decide how to split these up. Plot lines start intermingling with each other.
I think we do the Battle of the Bands little mini bit next, and then we can go into the next section. 'Cause I think that was just the day after, right?
Well, the problem is the Battle of the Bands leads in is the start of one of those middly bits.
That's what I mean.
So I'm actually gonna stop just before that. Apparently there's something called Knights of Remembrance where there's a draw pad activation set on the Dawnriser. The wheel is locked now. I think this is when Zormir was like, "Oh, none of you can get the ship. I put a lock on it."
It was.
There
Was
was a
it
bunch of
during
badger
the
cults
Paladin apocalypse? Gwent decided, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah.
During one of the apocalypses I caused,
One of the
Gwent decided, "Fuck this, I'm out."
And also ran into the thingy goats in the tunnel.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah.
monstro, badger goats being harassed by the monstral agents.
Oh, was that also when we did the investigation? Yeah, this was during the investigation segment where Alvina and fuck you. We were like looking for various people because I think we'd just been told that Damon had been missing.
Yes, that's what we were doing.
Quite
And
possibly, because Damon shows up in my next notes, which will pretty much, at some point, this brings us on to the
That's where we got Kazakh.
next bit, which is the problem with power.
Yeah.
Act 9, where you get into both simultaneously the Battle of the Bands and the investigation of the disappearance of Damien Darkside. But we'll get back to that after our break, because your DM needs water, because that's actually like an hour and 40 minutes I was talking.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we're only like halfway through.
Yeah, that's what it's like. You were right when it's. This is the intermission episode.
Yeah.
This is the
where
recap
we are
session.
We are not getting to actual dice rolling.
This is where everyone who's new to the stream gets to learn about what the hell we've done so
Yeah,
far.
this is your recap episode, which I might
It is.
actually put in the title of my own one. Is like the recap.
I'll need to change mine, because I honestly didn't think. I mean, to be fair, I think I only decided this was going to be a recap episode like 10 minutes. Then I'm like, you know, that'd actually be very nice.
Yeah.
And so far, this is very pleasant. I quite like this. This is a nice little soft
agree.
entry back
Yeah.
into it.
It
I
also
was just
gives
remembering
us-
all the fucking hijinks you guys have been up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to give it a title like "Flashing Before Our Eyes" or something like that?
Ooh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But with
Oh.
that, I'm gonna get some water. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Have fun.
Yeah, it's fine. We can chat shit about all the little bits that we've had to skip over up until now.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like like how it wasn't my fault that the professor died horrifically.
Oh,
I made
long
sure
was-
that
it
come
came
back
back as
normally.
amalgamate.
Yeah, I made sure they could come back normally though, because I obliterated their body.
So I was gonna
Right.
say,
They were amalgamation of like everything. Fun.
it's not your fault, but it didn't help.
It really didn't.
We had people with Revivify on hand.
It's fine. It meant that we didn't have to deal with the 10 Onis that were in the area as well.
That is true.
Or the unfortunately final group of civilians that weren't fast enough.
Yeah.
I think it was like 4 civilians, the professor, and 10 Onis got caught in that basically mini nuke, which fuck you found, which was a chunk of Imix's soul.
And captured some of that fire back, which was fed
In
to.
a jar! I have it in a jar!
Was that not eventually fed to?
Sod off.
Sodok?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I had it in a jar and it got pissy, so we fed it to some.
Yeah. Sodok is slowly became bigger.
Hey, we wanted him to be a primal fire elemental eventually, right?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we can direct it. Can we turn him into a phoenix? Because that's technically a fire elemental in D&D. They're like the gargantuan elemental phoenix version.
Hmm.
Pretty cool, right?
How many of the weapons arsenal we're up to so far in that?
We are.
section?
We've got the primary 2.
Yeah. I don't think we've got
It
any
was
more.
just lightning tongue was just after this.
We've not got.
We haven't got all the radiant shit was more recent.
Yeah, we're
That
starting
was
to
with
build
the
up.
Angel stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
We started to build up our arsenal of weaponry and stuff that we actually started to arm the ship.
And the
because ship,
gauntlet.
Mm.
And the gauntlets
ship-
were also just after this. The gauntlets were in the next section.
because the ship hasn't been armed up yet either, or the
I
Dawn
think
Riser.
this was when we were working on the stuff for the ship at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm.
But it hadn't actually been done and we hadn't finished it all yet.
Yeah.
It was very good. This is also where we handed off the Hydras to the farm place.
Yeah. Because we needed to cut down on the thing.
We
that
only had
have
so much space.
on the
The
ship.
amount of nonsense on the ship.
We only had so much space, and we don't want 2 Hydras in there with fire-breathing dragons. Also, Zormir is a terrible pet owner.
Yeah. And
Poor Gregor. Susie got a lot of affection and love.
Gregor got his good mark with when he got hunted to Lou for a while before he went off.
Exactly. That's what we said. Zormir was a terrible pet owner, so we gave the other Hydra to somebody else.
I was only a pet owner because Farmer followed your lead in that fight and stole the fucking Hydra. It was like,
You
yeah,
should
that'll
have
work.
You should have thought ahead. You shouldn't commit to something if you're not going to take care of it.
But yeah, we've,
Anyone listening, I do take care of Angel, just always off screen.
yeah.
I mean, Angel is nothing but bones at this point. Just bones.
Oh
and
no,
sagging.
she's been eating a lot of
She has.
your food. Anyway,
Yeah.
And how did PR react to meeting my new character for the first time? Because I think you were the first one to meet them, considering they came out the wall.
Abject terror, wasn't it?
Brutal stabbing.
Oh, at this point also, another bit was that Lou woke up in their bed with Randy standing over them with a battle axe.
Yeah, it's because Randy is part spore, part
Part of the
mechanism.
Psionics network. He's controlled by
part of it.
Lou's old boss.
Yep.
Because that happened.
I also terrorized you. Went with Randy by turning into mist and going through their door, even though they shut the door on them. Like,
We
no,
also found
I'm coming to say hello. Still.
We also found out that Alvina's sword is partially sentient and technically allows her to dream.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in a dream because she's an elf and it goes very, very weird. It's sort of in a dream as in playing a video game. So she basically plays Halo every time she goes to sleep. Complete with power armor. It's VR Halo. Also, yes, in the looking for Damon bit, we found a lot of people and went to the pub. And
Yeah, I think
fuck
we're
you.
we're getting at that bit when Chris comes back about the pub and all that. But we got the Nagpa that was on the train.
Oh
Which
yeah,
was-
the child basically said that lady is evil. Point
Yep.
refused to believe her. The part refused to believe her. Alvina immediately believed her. Turns out, lady was evil.
Yeah, because I think I was.
I still
trying
say you shouldn't kill people on their way to work, even if they're evil.
We didn't kill her.
to-
Whoa,
no.
whoa, whoa,
just
whoa,
tried
you talked
to.
about
attack
Train Lady.
nanas.
I'll have you know, Train Lady is part of the next arc. We've
Hmm.
not gotten there yet.
Have we
Yeah.
not?
What is
Aw.
this? No, because we don't discover her until we start investigating Damien.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought she was slightly before we.
I thought it was on the way back from the dragons, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought it was back from the dragons.
Because it's after Tarragon gets her powers.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's fair. It might be the end of this arc.
Yeah, because I
Oh,
think
it
it
was
was
the end of this arc.
I think think it was going back from the Colosseum to the ship because we had Tarragon with us.
But anyway, did I
think
miss
it was
any
the-
really interesting bits we forgot about?
Not mostly. We were talking. I was talking about that it wasn't my fault that I killed the professor.
And I agreed, but also you really didn't help because
I
we had
didn't-
Revivify on hand.
There wasn't a body left afterwards. It's fine. We didn't
So
have
to be
deal
fair,
with
I think the party was actually genuinely concerned at that point that you might not survive that encounter.
Yeah, because there was
Yeah.
like 10 Onis which had just come in as reinforcements, so we were kind of low on resources.
Because the DM designed that one with the idea of, hey, if I just make it difficult enough, surely they'll try a different approach, right?
We did.
Right?
We
Yeah.
technically did.
Yeah,
We
nuke.
started off at range.
Yeah, we tried.
Oh, and this
We
is when the DM gave up on doing any sort of
You-
stealth mission plots
you
in the
did.
future. Now I'm sticking to just more zany stuff.
Bash
Yeah, we
our-
did do one stealth mission successful later on,
Uh-huh.
but a lot later on.
Oh, we
Yeah,
can
more.
discuss that then when we get to it. Welcome back to the world of Alterra. As we explore the history of the little bad guys, which by the way, we also just mentioned, at some point they started calling themselves little bad guys. I actually don't remember when.
It was little
It
bad
was-
guys earlier on, and
Mhm.
then when we walked into the arena, because there was only me, fuck you, and Lou, we went, well, we should call ourselves something different, right? Because it's not the full little bad guys, so we call ourselves the Misfits.
In my mind, it's Misfits with a Y,
Yeah.
and
Which I mean, it
not
doesn't
not
have a spell, so it could very well be.
and like just replacing the I's with Y's, just because
Yeah.
mice fights.
That's fair. But yes, this is where we get to Act 9. The
Mhm.
problem with power. And here, two separate stories begun to unfold. Two separate stories that would eventually intertwine into one future time-traveling arc. The Battle of the Bands and the investigation of Damien Darkside. While one group were preparing and dishing out musical assaults on the ears, the other were fucking wrecking and trashing a room and stealing everything.
No,
Isn't
this,
it
no, this
technically
was at
three?
different times. This was different times. This was the wrecking and trashing a room and stuff was before the Battle of the Bands because two of the band members were doing it.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, the rest of us were in the pub speaking to. I think Philip was there.
Yeah, Philip was there.
Oh, yeah, that's
Alvina
fair.
and Fuck You went off in one direction.
Yeah.
And the other party that were just kind of there and we recruited.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's my
'cause-
bad.
Grove
It's the
guards were
rules
there
started
as well, I
listed here.
think.
So I think
Yeah.
you were just learning the rules first.
Actually,
Alright,
then it split into three
so-
because I went off.
Yeah,
Drunk.
no, that's later. That's later. That's
Oh yes, that's where you just split off. That was after
Well,
the
I know,
pub.
I know the
effort.
next episode is the Orange Trunkard, which is
Yeah.
the pub episode. So before the pub, you apparently were asked to investigate the disappearance. So I think this is just getting the quest.
Mhm.
Yes.
Find his 25-year-old black-haired mohawk eye-pierced son, who has friends. He was friends with the administrator's son, Philip Warson, and he used to drink at the Orange Tankard, which was where I sent you over there. And I believe the other side then were learning the rules of the Battle of the Bands, probably talking with the organizer, and you kind of just learned about the fact that you could like distract the judges, excite the crowd, etc.
It was that, and that was half the party went to the pub. The other half went to go and look at Damien's apartment.
Mhm.
That was the
Which
same
gets
one.
us to the Orange Drunkard, where you met Jack Bilfer, a Black Grove guard who was looking for money to help sponsor the expedition and guarding of humanoids
that
in the
happened.
Black Swamp.
Against the
Friend's new
dragon,
friend.
which is a future plan that we will also get to.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure
Not
the
for a
dragon will have
while.
like destroyed everything by then. You know, it's not like
We've got a tournament to get to at another point as well. We're fine. We've got time.
This is where you met the adventurers and discovered Orange Fuzz, the soda drink they serve there, as well as met Philip Warson, who you discovered is actually Kenku, not a Warforged like their father.
Also, it caused Zome to get absolutely blathered.
Absolutely blathered. And then we obviously get on with Zormir having their misadventure, the party going to do the Battle of the Bands. This is also where you, well, first of all, you briefly met Millie Mournhold when you were looking into Damien's apartment, and later met them more as one of the contestants. You also discovered Charzug Clanfang. I don't know if she had the last name.
Yeah, I remember.
I know her last name is Clanfang.
Kazak.
Where
Yeah.
she recanted the tale of the fact that she was currently awaiting questioning because
And medical
she
attention.
and medical attention as she discovered a secret tunnel in the district known as Stolen Thoughts that appeared to have entered some sort of restricted area, and the rebellion wanted to talk to her about it.
Yeah, that
And where
was definitely
Alvina
after
once
the
more,
crone on the train then.
yes, it would have been.
Hmm.
And Alvina joined yet another member to their fan club.
Yeah.
And Princess carried her all the way back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Despite her leg being fixed,
Mhm.
by the way, because we fixed it immediately.
Yeah, fuck you, healed her straight off, and then just...
But Alvina decided to Princess carry her in one arm, and she was carrying somebody else in their other arm for a good while as well.
Yes, it's true. And thus, with nearly all of the party, minus one Zormir who had fucked up outside the city on a drunken just stupor, the Battle of the Vans begun.
I had nothing to do with Zormir fucking off.
You totally did, but to be fair, we all agreed that you needed to. At the time.
To be fair, they thought they'd saw Junior in their drunken state and were chasing after them.
We nearly murdered
Yeah,
a
with
janitor
the
because of that.
with an enchanted bit of their armor that just said he went that way repeatedly.
We,
Hang
al-
on.
we almost murdered a guy in a janitor's closet because Zorbe ripped it open as Alvina was standing there going, "All right, I'll get him." It was just some guy.
I think he went that way. There we go. I've still got the
Exactly.
recording.
Is it? And
I thought there was a fucking recording.
also, fuck you and Alvina looted Damien's entire room, stealing about half of his possessions, including his mirror, which was briefly evil, but neither of us were intelligent enough to.
And let us not forget that every time you attempted to find a hidden area inside the room, you encountered a mocking message that told you to try again.
We did eventually find one, though.
You did?
Also, I think Alvina stole his loot or something and was playing it in front of him later on, and he went, "Wait a minute.
Wait a
It's mine. It's mine."
As you did. And towards the end of the Act 9, the problem of power, eventually you displayed so much power in the Battle of the Bands that you drew the attention of the Celestial.
God.
The,
The non
the group has a name, the Renegade
Pantheon?
Gods.
Ah.
No,
Renegade
they have an
Pantheon?
actual name for the group because they're opposed to the other gods.
Technically,
Yeah,
that
they-
one was their fault, not mine.
Yeah, also,
Because they were searching for powers belonging to the deity Melody, and the point did such a great performance that they invoked and produced what appear to be identical powers.
this is also when we found out for the first time in the entire campaign, only like 90 episodes in, that Point is asthma.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was an Asmal since day one and just sitting on it for 90 episodes.
Which I think
bad.
I was suspicious of.
Wait, the points at Azamar?
Yep.
Exactly.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's why they never have dwarven history that you guys
But
get.
Alfie
that's-
was like, "Hey,
so-
don't cut him, don't
You
you?
don't
I
go
don't
through
Yeah.
have
stone
that."
tunnels a
Like,
lot. It's fine.
To be honest, like early on, I did pick up on like no stones.
No stone
cunning.
cunning.
Yeah.
We were both a bit sus on that one.
Yeah.
So I got resistance to poison from
Something else.
my blessing from the
Mhm.
stew
Yeah.
to cover that up.
But also,
Yeah.
Alvina and fuck you didn't blow up the entire high-ranking members of the Resistance's house because Karzuk was there and fine, and we had a brief chat with Millie, which Alvina flirted, much to Millie's annoyance, and then she tried to escape and did. After I punched a hole in her wall.
Yeah.
Actually, hold some as well. We'll do that.
But we didn't C4 the building.
Fuck you, like dismantled his explosives like twice.
Yeah, he's like, "Hey, fuck you, you don't have to blow up the building now." while Alvina was holding Karzug, and it's like, oh, but I've already set it all up.
That you have. And you left Karzak in charge of
Thanks.
Tarragon as you did the Battle of Bands, and as you achieved that pinnacle of power music chording, you found yourselves in a celestial fragment demiplane where you met with Medici, the god of medicine, Thivra, the god of thieves, obviously, Romeos, a drunken
Terrible.
deity, Vika, the god of knowledge, and technically the god of invention, she's part of the knowledge domain, and Gambit, the gay god
The
of
ca-
game,
The
a
card shark.
literal card shark.
Uh,
And in that final arc, because we're doing a quick summary of the arc and then we can discuss more details into it, so let me finish. That is when you had a lovely chat, shit happened, Lou beat the card game of fucking game, the god of game somehow. And eventually, though, you were discovered by the two gods, the Butcher, known as the Black Knight, and Hara, the Inquisitor, two of the mad gods who have been hunting down the renegade gods. Also, Gwent wasn't summoned with you originally, but you met Gwent's god and convinced them to bring Gwent here. And
Yeah.
Gwent showed up.
I wasn't.
Unhappy
I had
God
to be
of
drunk.
Yeah, I mentioned the thief are the god of-
couldn't steal from fuck you either.
No, that's true. It's true. You're
That's
very
how we met
aggressive to
him.
the gods. Yeah. And carnage ensued. You fought the Butcher Knight. You managed to hold them off long enough for the celestial creatures to evacuate to another
Wait.
fragment piece, and you eventually jumped into the portal back home before things went wacky. But we'll get back to that on the next arc.
Alvina literally
was-
had a duel with the Butcher. 1v1 the god of carnage and did way better than the god of medicine thought she would.
I believe I was still lost in the cave where I met the.
You got briefly
the-
summoned.
Yeah, I met a Yeti, which we both.
Didn't we get linked first? Me and you.
No, that was after. That was when
Yeah.
that was when the actual battle happened.
Because
Oh yeah. Hilariously, I don't think any of that's in my fucking notes.
Yeah, we
Basically, me and the Yeti were fighting, and then got to a point where we stalemated as the cave fell on us. They survived. I got summoned to the realm and met up with the rest of them, and
and
told
you gave them the
them.
rations. Don't forget you gave them.
You would have given the
rations.
rations
give them the
before you
rations.
got teleported, which is an important note.
Yeah. I gave the rations to them, which is important later.
Yes, it is.
I eventually got pulled into the plane with you as well, who
Sobered up.
eventually talked to the goddess of invention, and then the chaos ensued. Got linked with Gwent in that fight, and
And then
Uh,
decided to commit suicide, which Gwent
I'd-
was not happy about.
tried to
Nope.
fight the butcher and hold them off whilst the portal was still go.
You didn't try to fight the Butcher. You called out the Butcher, who proceeded
Yeah.
to beat 7 shades of shit out of you
Yeah.
after he
That's
yeeted
true.
Alvina out of
Uh,
the way, who was actually fighting the Butcher.
To quickly interject, you also, in your drunken stupor, met with Kiris the Mad God.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
you
where
tried
you
to
met
give
the Butcher.
therapy to the most insane mad god.
Yeah,
And I believe
which-
you also... No, I think that was later on. Fair enough, yep. You also learned, I'm pretty sure, that Junior was in the Under Salvos, but that's all you knew at the time.
We found out
that-
that very early on, and then we found out more later.
Yeah, you found out that he was in the Under Salvos, and he was meeting with some Grey Dwarfs, but that's all you got from Kiris.
Didn't I also find out that Curse was what gods they were. They were
I
the
think we found out
god.
some of them, and then they explained some of them.
Yeah. Originally, they were the god of
Loyalty.
loyalty.
They were the loyal god.
They were Kip,
It's why they're the most insane now.
because they
They
were
brought
at
their own
odds
domain.
with each other. Yeah.
Yeah. I enjoyed the Butcher fight. I actually got the respect of 2 gods by fighting the Butcher head on and doing alright.
Yeah, but
Mostly
we-
because he instantly decapitated a Planetar with a Vorpal Blade immediately. So Alvina went, well, I'm the only person who can survive a hit from a Vorpal Blade. So...
and we ended up pissing off his the other one who was fighting with Butcher.
Who I yeeted.
Ara.
Yeah.
Alvina yeeted. That's why I've got.
That's one of
yeeter
the
a
two
threat
gods that
weapon.
hates me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she hates Alvina too. 'Cause Alvina
Is-
is really pissed her off.
Because
Yeah.
Wait,
Rara
also, I
was
think the butcher said I smell like hero.
Yeah.
one of the
'Cause I
gods did,
think-
yeah.
No,
Because
the
I
butcher was
think-
the one who said you smell like the old.
The
headed
god of
one, mate.
heroes.
Yeah,
Ryan.
Yeah, he said you smell like that one because I got called an abomination by one of the allied gods. The butcher was
Because
one
you
that
want
said
to
you smell
eat
like
people.
No, I wanted to figure out how to eat souls. Someone told them that because I was having a chat with a Kirin at the time.
Yeah, because that would make you basically a cannibal in their eyes. That is very heretical.
Yeah.
Noids don't eat souls. It's
And-
literally the most profane act you could do for the gods,
Yeah, so I got called an
other than
abomination.
work with their enemies.
Yeah, so I got called abomination by them. I got told I smell like a hero by the butcher, and I yeeted the other evil god to get her out of the way because she kind of was walking over and being a problem to Gwent and a few of the others. So I picked her up and threw her into the void.
That's
Which
true. And
was-
you met a bunch of NPCs there. You met that unfortunate Planetar who Vestra before he was decapitated.
Yeah.
You met with the celestial blacksmith Regmore, who specializes in celestial steel ingots,
Got a
and
lot
managed
of
to
gear
get
from
a
them.
new celestial shield, as well as an amulet of vow and some other things, as well as
fun.
apparently a map detailing the destruction of the Book of the Exalted Deeds into 3 parts, scattered
Yes.
across the cosmos by the war.
Yeah.
I also found that Vika's memories have been tainted
Shattered.
by.
Right.
Yeah,
Yes,
they can't.
which is why the knowledge of the artificery is not as prevalent as it once was. That and the withdrawal of the Arcanites themselves.
And I'm trying to fix that as well.
The gods weirdly liked us.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be fair, these are the non-mad good gods. What's
I
left of
know.
them anyway.
Speak for your own god.
It was Medici. It was Medici that called Alvina a woman.
Your god isn't mad, he's just disappointed.
Probably, because she'd be the most appalled by the fact that you want to commit a divine sin.
Yeah, I think Medici is very mixed about Alvina. It's like she's really helpful, and she actually, Medici actively wanted to help out Alvina, but was also really concerned with her brain.
Yeah, especially because she is literally the god of medicine and doctors and medics,
there's
or
something-
technically just medics in this world, 'cause doctors would just be medics here.
And there's something clearly wrong with Alvina. So
Nothing clearly wrong. Yes, and then eventually you went through the portal. Is there anything that anybody would like to touch on before we get to the next act?
the Kirin was really nice, and Alvina promised to save as many unicorns and Kirins as you could find that weren't trying to actively kill us.
This
Your
is where I
pet
got the
Horde or some moths?
the
Oh,
animosity of the Butcher and Rara because they were using go-away grenades to, I think, send people into the past or future. And I catapulted one into the Butcher.
Oh yeah,
So-
it was what's her name was throwing the ones that would do that.
Yeah,
and
Rara was
one
throwing the grenades. I sort of went,
Temporal
there's one on the
ban.
ground. Yeet.
throw it at the butcher. Which bought us time because yes, Romulus decided to agree to Gwent's request to help him be able to save Zormir by linking their souls together.
And
2
you go-
turns before Zormir went to the butcher. Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough.
So,
Yep.
also, before this point, before the attack, while everyone was off chatting with gods, Romulus was getting very interested in Pointbot.
Yes, you now
That's-
might have a soul.
Pointbot might have a soul now, definitely has Romulus's soul link abilities.
Yep. And Gwent has basically, I think, lost all faith in Zormir after Zormir basically tried to kill them both. Because we realized the only way
I
that
didn't-
Gwent would survive it was if the butcher one-shot Zormir with a vorpal attack, killing Zormir.
I didn't know I was linked.
You did.
No,
Yeah, you did.
You did. Simply knew.
I don't believe I knew at the time
You did.
when I was fighting.
You
No,
did.
wait,
Are we talking about the player or the character? Both sides.
Both.
Both.
Okay.
Both
The
knew.
character didn't know.
Yes, you
'cause
did.
He didn't know he got linked. He kept on getting back up, and he was like, "Why am I still up?"
Romulus literally talked in your brain. saying it. I remember that.
Did you talking my
Well,
brain? Because I can't
It's
remember doing.
it's episode 75 onwards. You guys can go have a look. Let's move on.
Okay.
Move on to the next
Uh,
arc.
To the next act, the heartache of time travel.
Yay.
Which caused a lot of problems.
Cause a lot of problems. As not only did you not get back to your original destination, instead you were flung forward in time, where you returned to your original positions, falling into a now ruined Colosseum, and Zormir found themselves at the foot of a statue of Zormir. And so many things happened in this act.
God damn, did they?
God damn did they. You explored the ruined city. You found yourself warping back and forward whenever you got near a temporal disturbance caused by the Chrono Dragon. You met another avatar who become known as Ted, who is the Pillar of Time.
I thought it was Tim for some reason. Yeah, Ted.
He's not the pillar of time, he's the pillar of timing, based on all his bad jokes.
Tried to eat him into a lava river.
And you
Did
pretty
not
much just
work.
discovered a ruin of a new setting, shadow covering where the headquarters used to be, mutated giant critters, abandoned, overgrown mushroom hive
A
minds,
new body for Lou.
a new body for Lou.
Alvina became the god of a group of locusts.
Yeah.
That's who
There
did.
were demon ants.
Um,
Good, even-
Zormir
No.
discovered that they were a legend in the Yeti lore, and had single-handedly prevented the destruction or erasure of a Yeti village by providing just enough food for them to get their strength back and actually continue hunting. And you also learned that the world had gone to hell, as well as discovered a Drider that had escaped from the Empire, run by the new Junior Vampire Kingdom.
Yeah.
You
should
met
do
some
something
of
about that.
Junior's children. That's fine. That doesn't happen till the future.
I'm still I'm still really sad that Alvina, because of other temporal shenanigans, never got to meet their children. Because she was really, really wanting to know if she actually was still in their lore. Because Zormir had been erased from history.
Yeah.
But as far as Junior's concerned, Alvina might still be out there.
That's
So-
really out there. This is also where Zormir met the wonderful Udon, Orzo, Soba, Regu, and Fusili, otherwise known as
Yay.
Fuzzy.
Yay.
My boy Udon.
Fuzzy.
All the party rejoining me as Yetis.
Udon, the trauma chef Yeti.
Oh, the Yeti's done work.
And
damn.
That's still in the journal, right?
Phaser, the Derider, you met the Cole Dottersons, the children of Cole, which is Junior's name. He is Cole. Cole Stradson. And you also logged into an ethereal virtual zone using the password the point Sif Jacker, which you gained you apparently you also learned that the first user into it was called Night Ghost, and they were a Shadow Ghoul class.
And then Alvina literally ripped them out of it because they're all being slowly eaten by those mushrooms.
Yep, it's
But
true.
I saved some of the network interface, I think, mushrooms, and gave it to Randy.
came out with you as I ripped you out of it. Because I literally tied you up.
I've got a little bit still under my beard and gave half of it to Randy to hopefully let him interface with whatever the hell that is.
Yeah,
Yes.
let's see. Let's
Also
see where
learned
this
that-
actually begins.
Junior was less bad than the actual Drider. And maybe
Oh yeah,
what's gonna happen-
turns out we didn't really gel with the Driders and let them kind of have it because they did the blow up and orphanage or something.
Yeah. We
All right,
found
Temporal
out that-
Shenanigans begins at episode 79.
Yep.
All right, 79. That's how it looks. Apparently, this is a very long one.
About 3
We
or
don't
4
get to
episodes.
intermissions till 90.
Yeah.
So that is 20. Actually, I think it is exactly 20 sessions.
Yeah, the first. It's because the first few sessions were us exploring the general area around us,
Yeah.
and we also
This
found out
is-
we're in a time loop.
And
because...
also where Blue actually gets destroyed.
Yeah, Lou
needs a
got
new body.
obliterated, but their soul,
Yeah.
They also started using the Deck of Many Things and got the single worst setup of rolls I've ever seen from the Deck of Many Things. Because they got permanently cursed, pissed off a Demon Lord, and became naked or something all at once.
Yep.
They got like a multiple terrible rolls from the Deck of Many Things in a row.
And then
And
their
they
bad
got-
luck just compounded where they ended up co-possessing the points body.
They got locked in a room with an Orb of Annihilation, which kept growing.
It's true.
Which we proceeded to find them in the Millennium Puzzle for all intents and purposes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, this was after that Gwent refused to believe that Alvina was real.
True.
Because
Still
she
don't
was-
believe.
Because we were exploring the town and Alvina went, I haven't found anything. Well, I haven't found much while literally swimming in a lake of lava, spitting out lava. For enjoying
enough.
the swim.
And eventually
yeah.
you discovered that the plot of the time travel shenanigans was actually caused by one of the members of the party in order to grow a plant of true resurrection, which is the only way to cure someone of the curse caused by Doom Knight, and was the only way to save Abigail Charwood.
Which
Mhm.
Gwent has a massive amount of favour from Alvina for actually doing it.
Yeah.
And yet, very salty towards the point for fucking him up.
Oh, obviously.
Hey, I don't think that one
also-
was my fault.
We
As
also
without
found
gathering
out...
the flower from the future, you would never have been able to save her when she inevitably came in contact with the curse, as it was a destined event.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have the
Just-
option of just unracing it and just letting her die, but
No, Alvina would have killed
No.
everybody.
Is it?
Alvina would
No,
become the big
Alvina would have
bad.
killed everyone. Yeah.
that's
uh,
fulfilling the prophecy from the very first episode of this arc that you asked me to bring you here.
we did. We
Mhm.
actively did.
You
We
actively
did, yeah.
We also found out that the 15 or so pure evil murdery vulture cult members, yes, they're pure evil murdery cult members, but they're actually working for the good guys, and we refuse to believe them.
Yeah.
Until
You
a platinum dragon showed up in the current time period, where we smashed our way through.
Mhm.
Which also was the problem with Alvina was away from the party for so long because she got hit by the Platinum Dragon's dragon breath into a different time period from everybody else.
But they smashed their way through the time period back.
Yeah.
And
And brought
In-
another dragon.
No,
Yep.
wait, no. Then we got hit by a paradox attack from the dragon, and the one for Alvina, which was the closest one to like event in her path, involved a dragon, causing a second platinum dragon, which was the paradox of the first dragon to show up,
Mm-hmm.
and they killed each other, and then we killed the second one.
Yeah, it's unsurprisingly, it's actually very hard to open portals to a place in time from the players when the players are from an entirely different timeline universe.
Mhm.
And Alvina managed
dear.
to get us, I believe, the kill on the second platinum dragon by literally shoving a super dangerous, I don't know what this is, but I know it's really powerful, magical crystal between its teeth that we found locked up in a vault of extremely dangerous objects.
Oh yes, the nuke.
Yeah, the nuclear weapon, which Alvina went, I don't know what this does! Shoves it between dragon's teeth, bites down, boom!
But you
Almost
also
get-
learned that Damien had been captured by the Napa because Damien too refused to believe they were working for his father because he was not aware of Bastion's greatest guarded secret, the origins and workings of the non-humanoid repulsion field around all of Bastion,
Mhm.
which is caused by an inversion of the doomed crystal's energy that the Nagpas were helping Brightside. They made a deal with him in order to effectively continue their mission.
Yeah.
Because they
And
were some of the
also-
original workers on it.
And also,
Um,
fuck you, stole one of their staffs, which has caused the eternal enmity of one of the
That's true. That's true. But that
think
again
we-
can go on Fuku's specialized personal enemies.
Yeah.
I think
They're
we
unique
also
things.
about flattened most of the party. At that point, we had to all scramble to get everyone back up.
Yeah.
Because of
Even
the nuke.
Alvina eventually went down, but the field wasn't making her roll death saves, I think.
Yeah.
But she actually did eventually go down, and then the point managed to get like the 1 hit point off of the dragon after Alvina had literally was just passing con saves to stay conscious because I think I was literally down to 1 hit point from the nuke and kept rolling well. I was following off of Millig from the previous campaign's cockroach.
Yep. Eventually got everyone back up and
Except
managed
Abby,
to.
Abby, saved Abby.
Yeah.
Which goes very heartfelt moments. Also, Gwen met old Gwen.
That was the thing.
Yes. Looked pretty good.
He had a great beard.
Still alive.
Should be growing out the beard.
I think we also met the younger version, the
We met the younger version of Ted.
well, the younger versions of the Yetis as well, because I'm sure we met.
That was during the we met the Yetis. You met the old version of that Yeti, and the other section of new Yetis, who the vampires had attacked their town and killed the parents of fucking Yeti. Oh yeah, Alvina met the young versions of those Yetis.
Yeah.
Because she went like 10.
When you got into the separate timeline.
Yeah, when I got into the third timeline, Alvina went, and also may have armed the villain Yeti.
Yep. you armed
because I
the
didn't
son.
know any better.
You armed the son.
You've had such an impact on this world already.
Yeah.
All the lives you've touched and changed, and not always for the better.
Yeah, and then
Often not for the
he
better.
also did help teach, I think, the Yeti chef family some new recipes, and then fell asleep. But she'd had the weird draconification thing happen, and the rest of the party woke up to find Alvina in the same tent as them all, with the new draconification parts. Just like, we're pretty sure this is still Alvina, right?
Yep.
Just disregard the fangs, horns, and more scales on her than normal.
Yep, that's Alvina.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
literally tried to wake her up, and she tried to punch me.
I did punch you, didn't I?
Yeah. Probably.
Bang!
How'd you know
I
it's
think Gwen's
Alvina?
big-
Because there's an impression in my armor now because of it.
I think Gwent was like, either this is Alvina, in which case we're fine, or this is something else that is not hostile and is and looks like Alvina is pretending to be, so it's probably an upgrade. So,
Possibly less pets to be adopted.
yeah.
Nope.
Unfortunately, this doppelganger version of Alvina seems to still share the obsession with pets. And we got a bunch of new items because we actually managed to kill 2 platinum dragons.
Yep.
One of which we gave to the
Research.
people to get more research and to sweep under the bed all the problems we'd also caused. But we'd also given them a lot of benefits, so we were like, if you just, we'll call it even and not have to calculate this up if you give us this. We went, sure, we only need 1. And
Yeah.
Alvina got her siege gauntlets.
Yeah.
Busted.
Upgraded point boss and got a drum
We
that
did.
was incorporated into Merida.
We got a lot of stuff. We also got a bunch of sending stones, which are now walkie-talkies for us, made out of
Yep.
platinum dragon's skin.
Oh, we very quickly went from intermission 3 to intermission 4.
Yeah.
But after that, we did our next intermission episodic vignette. Oh, where guys scrolled up and then I lost it. Where are you? Intermission 3. Where Gwent learned about their 3 years of service they needed to do before they would get another true resurrection plant. Apparently where we needed to make Damien, Millie, and Administrator minis. Where you decided what to do with your legendary quality worth of magic item components from skinning one of the ancient chrono dragons.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of magic items, blah blah. Got Lou a body, kind of just finished up business in the Bastion.
They were making new bodies, so they weren't possessing the point anymore.
And then got on to, technically it's like a little mini arc, but I guess it still counts as an arc act. It's not like they need to be massive. The Elysium Discovery, where you decided to tackle the Elysium dungeon before heading off.
which
Yeah.
got a lot of really cool info and
Hmm.
has caused another like priority thing for us to do.
We got the
We found out that unfortunately all of the people that worked with Jones in this area were dead.
We also found out that Jones is Elysium.
Yeah, we
Hmm.
did find out he's at least-
What? It
And
wasn't
got
like
all
it
of
was
his memories
constantly
back.
hinted at.
We also found
Yeah.
a bunch of non-magical magical equipment, which was really cool, like grenades.
The Elysium battery. For that we use.
Yep, some combat cloaks, combat rings, bandolier grenades, and this is also where you met Blob
Blob
Oh,
by killing the bigger blob.
by
Yeah.
killing the bigger blob. The
Also, Alvina found out about the type I did, but found out about what kind of were creature Jones is. 'Cause it's like he's not. He's
Yeah.
a were creature that doesn't have the downsides
We got the sample.
because they invented it.
We got the
right.
sample of
yeah,
it.
he took a genetic
Uh,
modification
yeah,
sample,
he's-
whatever.
he's effectively a super serum soldier that they retroactively made from the Lycan curse.
Yeah, which Alvina really wants the serum. So that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons.
We got
why
a
we've all got real big priorities.
You can't be a were thing and a dragon,
Yeah.
says I.
You could be a were-dragon.
Okay.
I'm still humanoid currently, and that means I can be affected by the curse.
Currently.
Hey, I have to catch it. It means I have to be affected by it before becoming a full dragon.
tiny bit of sample
Meaning I get
of-
both.
of the stuff that Randy is working with.
Yeah, we have the
enough
base,
to
but we don't
actual-
have enough to actually synthesize any of it.
Yeah. We need more before
which is
Randy can
probably
start.
more of the Elysian vaults. Because does Jones know where the more vaults are located?
I
Or has an
think we-
idea?
Didn't we get like a
Uh,
map of where some of them were?
Yeah, I think they got added to the map.
Yeah, we got a few
Oh, yeah, some. Yeah.
locations that were
Which
probably
we want to check for finding his friends.
Or more
and-
importantly, did we get it? Why is my rotor probably? Let me refresh that. Was it actually added to the map, or was it added as the to-do list on the DM's part, and I haven't done it?
to-do list.
Probably on the
That is
to-do
the
list. I could see it
question.
being on
But-
the to-do list.
At this point, we bring up the other map we got. Well, I got ages ago about where the other fragments of Melody are, but all of them were outside the break line, apart from me and the Devil's Piper. So
Yeah.
we haven't made it there yet.
We've got a lot of stuff to go outside the breaker line, but we're going to do a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff in the breaker line first.
So, and I've forgotten where all of them are, so they're somewhere.
I think
Yeah,
I think a lot
everything
of them
that-
were like to-do list. I think that was definitely
Yeah.
to-do list stuff.
Oh yeah, I think I was just gonna mention them as you came across them, because let's face it, they're not really a priority. They are a side mission, because they're just vaults. They're basically
Yeah.
things you can do for extra loot and
Yeah.
like a story and stuff.
Dormir definitely wants to find them because he wants to work on Elysium tech.
And now
Where-
Vina wants them so she can probably overdose on super soldier serum.
Where he breaks the level 30 cap of strength.
That eventually Alvina's hubris is going to come back to haunt her, but
Nah, she'll
I
be
think it's too
fine.
scared of her.
Exactly. It doesn't want to. It doesn't want to bring it up.
But finally getting everything ready, having explored what left of Bastion and tying up any loose business in Bastion itself, you all readied yourself on your ship to meet up with the Firestar as it headed off up into the Astral Sea, hoping to draw the attention away from Bastion caused by the surge of Paladin energy that was so strong it would it bypass the protective divination field off Bastion and would have been picked up by anybody watching the area.
Yep. So we went off to distract them, and also to chase down Imix's daughter that he told me about. Who had been
Yes, you were also
kidnapped
giving
because we nicked her ship.
the quest to actually go by Imix if you wanted to continue down your path of pyromancy. You would have to do the Prince of Fire a favor and go save or rescue his daughter.
Him. Who Alvina
That's
went,
why we did
"Him."
that.
Yeah, which Alvina told you.
Yeah.
He went,
that-
we got a quest to go save this person. Why? Oh, Imix asked me to. He's like, what do you mean Imix asked you to do him a
Oh yeah,
favor?
that's as far as I got. Imix asked me to. Okay, it's probably for a good reason, not so you can do more pyromancy.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Of a princess that we kind of put in a bad position, right?
There. Which brings us on to the call of the Celestial Banshee, as the first on the scene to investigate what the hell that giant energy surge was the recruits and soldiers of the Radiant Empire from Banshee's Grove, as you dealt with several ships, even pretending to be one of the ships as you arrived towards the Firestar using your illusion
Sales.
sails, that's the word, thank you. And we're able to quickly take them out. Only
Ridiculously efficiently for some bizarre reason.
it's the efficient.
It's not in case the fact that we also had a bunch of pirates from the
Oh yeah,
taking
what were
parts.
they? Manticore! The Manticore looters!
The
which we
Manticore
just kept
wreckers, yes.
rolling, which we just kept rolling the Manticores take down an enemy ship.
No, they did. And you also met the Ace mech
Ace!
pilot,
Ace,
himself,
You mean the protagonist?
the
Yeah.
Yeah,
protagonist.
the main character. Yeah.
Which we proceeded to have an anime protagonist of, which unfortunately Point found out that the protagonist of a card game anime. Not an
I'd
isekai anime.
I think I discovered I'm the antagonist. I'm the cool rival,
Yeah,
but
and
the one who has
Alvina-
to get destroyed immediately.
Yeah, and Alvina is the protagonist of the other anime because apparently she's the only person that can roll shit against Ace.
Yeah.
Because everyone else failed, and Alvina's like,
Well,
nat 20,
Technically, it
nat
doesn't
20,
make you the protagonist or anything. It just makes you the worthy rival to the protagonist.
Mhm.
I'm the other anime protagonist. That's what you gotta
well,
have. It's for a different.
I'm the
anime.
one who tries to convince the protagonist to join them because we're clearly the good
You're
guys.
Evil.
So what you're saying is you're the comedic relief side character.
Comedic relief side villain. But yes,
Point is Jack Spicer from Shaolin Showdown.
I am down for that. Jack Splicer is cool.
Yeah, I knew you'd be down for that. Jack Spicer.
But yes,
evil point.
after the party having their most difficult encounter, wasn't even a high CR, the most difficult encounter ever because Ace, the protagonist,
Had
just
protagonist.
kept rolling nat 20s.
We had a brutal fight. It was brilliant. Until he got out of his mech, which ended
And-
very poorly
And then he lost protagonist status.
by Alvina with a steel chair off the side of the boat.
It's true, it's true.
What did fuck you do? I remember fuck you had a great line in whatever episode that was. It was like, no, it was, oh yeah, he went something like, Ace went something like, pointed the guns at fuck you at, what are you gonna do now? And fuck you went, nothing. She is.
But yes, you managed to recover Ace, as well as several of the weapons from the various captains you were fighting, and now
Okay,
have
so-
yourself some very lovely radiant pistols
And I have a chainsaw.
and a
Yeah.
chainsword.
I'm very happy about.
Which I believe you then used also some of the Chrono Dragon scales to make your weapon gauntlet.
Oh yeah, the gauntlets got we made the gauntlets to have a siege attacker by using parts of the mech for it.
Ah, nice. And you reunited with the Firestar, where you were able to begin traveling, which gives us to intermission 4. I'm not sure why we did an intermission this early.
These ones, I'm pretty sure it was because this was an actual time skip in time, but we actually could make it the next week. This was actual time skip because there was a lot of. Because it was basically we were pursuing the.
Yeah, it was travel
The
time
ship?
skip.
Star.
So we just had like big final bit basically before. Oh, yeah, because it was getting into the Astral Sea. It was actually getting to the Astral Sea. There was a lot of more stuff. That was a big climactic bit.
Fair. Which gets us to Act 13. My hero.
Academia? Well,
No.
In which you, after a little intermission, because the intermissions don't count as any of the actual act, You went after the shooting star and saw the emblem of the butcher, the clenched chain, where you did apparently a variety of things. Why does it just say the cereal realm here? When were we doing mushrooms?
I'm assuming
Last Wednesday, but that's relevant.
bad. I'm assuming that would have been about May this year, maybe. In which case, you guys did the mushroom realm because there were various shrinking and things going on, and me and Bob were out for LARP for a couple of those weekends.
Yeah, because I believe Randy shrunk out of existence and a
Oh,
bunch
yeah,
of us grew.
A bunch of people shrunk
Yes,
out
we
of
got hit by the
existence.
weird mushroom.
Yeah, which
But-
turned Rosie into a very briefly adult red dragon inside.
That's it, because it's right next to the knight and cleric hit point totals. So it's definitely during the fight, it would seem.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was when someone hit by the wild magic that makes them grow or shrink a certain number of feet, makes them shrink below 0. What happens to them?
Which we had to do some calculations because it was just as the battle was starting, and you were going, okay, these people are basically not in the encounter because of this. These people have different stats because of this encounter. Because we had
Randy
a
is-
sized huge Rosie helping Alvina out.
Yeah, 'cause Randy- Randy had summoned the dragon at the time, and then got shrunk out of existence.
So there was just an ethereal dragon ripping into
Mm.
it, because then Rosie showed up.
Yep. The two
Because
dragons.
Rosie wanted to help her mama and to help out and to see the Disney princess.
Mhm.
So she did. So Alvina got her to see the Disney princess. Also, didn't
See the
fuck you
Disney
cause one of those horrific war crimes we've seen in this entire campaign?
Probably, but you're gonna have to be more specific.
I think he dissolved the entire engine full of people.
Yes,
Quite possibly.
because we tried to disable the ship so it wouldn't get away from us. So we melted their engines, which resulted in acid throughout that whole deck.
And fuck you was looting the
yeah.
not quite dead yet bodies. from his-
And the people were
and
fighting.
then
gone.
didn't join the fight, by the way, because fuck you did other things in that combat encounter.
But let's not forget the most important part of this act, which is the buff marine unicorn.
Yep. The Swoliacorns.
The
Bufficorn.
Swolcorns.
Swoliacorns.
So yes, the party caught up with the shooting star. They managed to disable it enough to board it. Took out a
Alvina,
marine's
do it.
worth of buff sworn corn. Dealt with some very powerful sworn corn and their captain, while Fukyu went and looted a talisman of evil and turned evil.
Talisman of Ultimate Evil, which turns out was Im's ID, basically.
Yep.
And we had quite a lot of trouble, weirdly, with the elite guard, and then beat 7 shades of shit out of the captain with very little
I
effort.
know it was.
Yeah.
The captain was on paper more powerful. Didn't do anything.
Yeah. The dragons,
Fascinating.
the dragon did really help dealing with the elite guard. Also, I think Gwent banished two of them actually from reserve,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was unstoppable force versus immovable object between Alvina and the tank one.
Has reminded me of one of the best Gwent moments, which is seeing something scary, banishing themselves.
Yeah, that was during the only
That's
king
good.
the previous
Nope.
time.
Yeah. I
Uh,
agree.
Yeah. You grabbed the crown and then banished yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. It worked well.
And then, Rosie was a big dragon for a while and literally ripped her way into the ship to help us out.
Yep.
Which we still were proud of her. And she got lots of treats and pets. As did the
Ah.
other ones, for not breaking open the doors of the ship.
Randy got blinded so many times by that.
You did, you were paralytic.
Ah,
I
yes,
can
the light
see.
mechanic. The light
The
mechanic
light
was great in
mechanic.
that little hit and run.
Good
Yeah.
luck getting me this time now.
I like how there is a loot to Fukyu and loot for the rest of the party.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty
Yep.
sure Fukyu's one is bigger than the
Yeah.
loot to the
Yeah.
party.
Because they had
Mm.
2 sessions worth of just robbing. Also, Alvina didn't Alvina break through the the captain's entire quarters, looped the place, and before she smashed the last cupboard, found, oh, there's a supreme healing potion in there. Drank the lot
Yes.
of it in one go and kept going.
Yes. But that was not the only thing that happened in My Hero. For the second part of that act, on your way back, you encountered a tactical giant.
Yeah. Multiple
And
of them, in
discovered
fact.
that Lieutenant General Beta Mix, Firmix's older brother, the tactical genius known for his war prowess,
Future food.
had finally tracked down, as he was also in pursuit of the princess, though the princess not wanting to reveal that she was on the ship if possible.
Because we're
Beta Mix
friends.
decided to just throw attacks at you from a distance, sending in scouts effectively to poke and test your strength, unaware of what he was dealing with and unwilling to get in a confrontation without more knowledge.
Because he's smart.
Because he's smart, he's the tactical genius of the family. But what he could not account for was the foolhardy nature of this party, as they sought him out and convinced his engine to bugger off.
Hey, don't forget Lou turned off a bunch of the guy's
He
arm.
did.
armor.
Yeah.
Lou went, oh, they're immune to fire, but they're gonna overheat. Turns off the power system by overriding the safety.
Yeah.
And your armor's
all the
off,
ones
and
who were
your
flying
armor's
at us,
off.
just being able to just turn off their mech
Well, the thing
suits,
was,
just
it was a really
off.
low chance to happen.
Mm.
Unless you
They
were Lou,
literally
in which
needed an
case
at
it
one.
happened 90% of the time.
So it'd be 90. They had a 5% chance of it, and they kept doing it.
Mhm.
I remember it was something like you had to like half the amount of fire damage they would have taken, then do like do something else, and then it's a threshold, and it was such a low chance to happen.
But they kept rolling nat ones, as every
Parallel,
time
parallel,
it
parallel.
rolled, and it was like nat 1 again. It was wild.
Oh yeah, also we had a theological debate with Im, who might be this universe's version of Alvina.
Yeah.
Because Alvina really agrees with her, and it's really concerning the rest of the party.
It's terrifying how much.
It is. That you did. You also managed to get back from that. You gained a couple resources while mining, and eventually you made it back to the ship where you were able to freely continue on without fear that the giants were following you, for they needed to repair their ships. And in your travel, before it was that point, you also talked with Im as to what your next steps as a party would be, and she really wants to go traveling and see the world. It's why she was out here in the first place, and she thinks that, you know, on a giant fire giant or elemental kingdom ship, she wouldn't be able to enter enemy territory, but with this ragtag crew of humanoids that everyone would underestimate, hey, let's go explore those enemy territories. I want to see what the culture of the Ethereal Republic's like. I want to see what the food in the Radiant Empire tastes like. I want to see games and culture and histories and see how people talk about other people.
And
We're taking Im on her gap century.
so we are, which is
Oh,
hilarious because that's
literally.
also what Alvina is on, her gap century at the moment.
Don't forget Kirby Shrek.
Also, giant.
Oh,
Kirby
yes,
Shrek.
and giant psychic
Oh, yeah,
Kirby
the,
Shrek.
the Kirk Leviathan, which I tried to befriend, realized I was just out of its telepathy range the whole time.
Yeah, it wasn't
Luckily-
ignoring you. You just weren't shouting loud enough.
Luckily, because we warped enough.
We literally ran away as all the giants were dissolving to itself, really.
To dissolving into non-reality. The idea
Yeah.
of them was being erased.
And we, yeah, also in the mining meteor thing, Zorme spent like an entire half a session doing it. Turns out Lou could have helped him the entire time and just decided not to. Because
Apparently
as
Lou
soon as
has the
Alvina...
perfect mining makeup.
Yeah, because as soon as Alvina got back on the ship with the rest of the party, Alvina went, okay, where do you want me to hit it? And Lou just pointed out with, like, the mining roll. Oh, there, actually. And Alvina went, cool, and just broke it in half with one punch, getting a perfect shell out after Zombie was spending so long with tools. Shit, trying to deal with
So
the
long.
other one.
Another classic moment of Lou Grimm secretly having really, like, OP abilities in one very niche particular area, but never mentioning or using them.
Yeah.
And only ever finding out in hindsight that Lou was like 10 times better for that task.
Oh, also, we found out that Lou hadn't been updating their spells the entire time we were playing this game, when they really should have been able to do it at any given moment. So we went, Lou, change your spell list, dude. You've got the spell list of a level like 3 sorcerer. You're level 40.
It's like, yeah, but I only want to use these 2 spells.
No,
and
he
that's
didn't. He
it.
thought he couldn't change them. He thought he couldn't change.
Yeah, well,
That's,
it was also brought back as they started off as a warlock and shifted into sorcerer slowly.
They started off as warlock, but it's fine. They got better.
They got better. We deprogrammed.
They got out of that contract.
Yeah.
With which might have consequences for the party later
Oh,
on.
what do you mean might?
Yeah,
It
you
will
they
be.
got out of that contract. They just ignored it. There is still a warrant out for their arrest.
Yeah, they are like extremely wanted.
Yeah, if you guys do go to the Republic, you're gonna have to be very careful and like create Lou a fake identity or something.
It's fine. He's got a different body at the moment. It's a good
That's
start.
true.
Well, I'm just saying though that if you sign up, because you'll eventually find this out, so I don't really think it's more of a spoiler, but the entirety of the Ethereal Republic relies obviously on Spectre coins.
Yeah.
But because they're ethereal, you need to sign up for a ethereal wallet effectively, and need to imprint it on your identity. What? There's a theme to the Ethereal Republic. I don't know if you're picking up on it yet.
No idea.
No idea. that-
Lou's
it's-
gonna got found out. Wait a minute, this is the wanted criminal. Get
Yeah,
him!
so I'm just imagining Neil literally just like, okay, so what's Lou putting in as like their identification? Just Lou Grimm, and just somewhere in like a monitoring system flashing with wanted identity detected. So just to FYI, guys, when you
It's
do
like-
get to the Ethereal Republic,
It's like that thing in Family Guy for that one episode where it's like, okay, I'm writing your name down for monitoring. What is it? P, Tear, Griffin. Peter Griffin. Damn it!
so while the primordial monarchy might be classic D&D where there's barely any rules and you can get away with whatever, do remember that the Radiant Empire is based on not quite modern but near modern. It's a slightly alt history modern society, and that the Ethereal Republic is hyper capitalistic future technology levels, where unless you have, though it's also highly corrupt and you can't pretty much bribe your way out of anything. But it still has rules of law, so don't do anything unless you have the money to pay your way out of it.
It's fine. I know exactly how to deal with this.
And for the Celestial, for the Radiant Empire, just don't do anything unless you're a high-ranking member of the religious organization. Because if you're an out-group person, which you would be, it doesn't matter how much fucking money you have.
I might be
Fine.
part god.
Yeah,
That helps.
Not my pantheon.
Not that pantheon.
It's fine. We'll just have Alvina pretend to be a god again. She manages
they're
it with a
very-
dragon.
They're very hierarchical. Ew,
Hierarchical.
that one.
I think
Yeah.
it's right.
But yes, you managed to escape, and before finish, and decided to make your way to the Wrecking Forge as it was on your way to Ezel as well.
One of them
Yeah, Wrecking Forge
And
is not
while on your way there, finishing up Act 13, because I'm just going to bundle the little one-shots into the last arc, One Piece style.
Yeah.
You encountered and managed to, I mean, there's some giants playing games and other stuff that you
avoided.
bypassed.
Yeah, we avoided another raid boss.
Because Alvina.
As well
wasn't
as you
there.
also, there's also the one shot before you actually set out, where you managed to find one of Rayon's celestial swords that had gone insane from
Yeah.
insomnia.
Which I do have his name
And
written down somewhere.
still
Air
on the
Force
ship.
45?
Air Force 4.
Air Force 4, there was it. Air
Yes,
Force 4, who's really nice and is currently sleeping on our table.
yes, because dear God, he's not slept in millennia,
Let him sleep.
or at least like
Which is
6,000
another
years.
A lot
case of
Yeah, millennia, definitely millennia, considering that the last thing he remembers was his the frickin' Ryan fighting Control, wasn't it?
Yeah, but Alterra's like 8,000 years old.
which one cured me? the sort of
Point.
enough to.
Me, I did.
Alvina
Let-
held it in place.
Lesser restoration.
Yeah.
Alvina,
I
With
flew up
the-
to it, grabbed its handle, thinking, "Oh,
Yeah, you-
magic sword, it'll shrink." It didn't.
yeah, Alvina smashed the the amethyst sword into it, which managed to like parry it enough to get Point not to be incapacitated by being swung around. I think, right? I
Yeah,
pinned
something
it
like
and you cured it, or something like that.
Yeah.
Which also nearly killed it, which I would have been really sad if I had killed it, because the siege attacker
Yeah, it's a cool guy.
nearly actually blew up the sword.
That's good. Were you also as one of the random encounters found Betty's garden? Where you
Oh, yeah,
managed to
Betty.
just narrowly avoid smashing a hag's home to pieces.
Fucking
A
head
very
cactus.
powerful hag at that.
Yeah, Baba Yaga.
Randy basically being able to get going. Oh, better not
Shit.
run into that.
Several
Oh.
party members turned into
Cacti.
plants.
Randy almost also got another personality by seeing the ghost and basically not being bothered by it the slightest.
Yeah.
But we kept the ghost away that no one else could see.
Salt.
And for the final session, as we arrive at the last session that we ran before we took our break, that hilariously is the one I somehow remember the least about.
Same.
I remember
don't know
that
what
one.
we did.
Something about the mysteries of travel. I believe there was a vortex or something you were trying
Oh,
to
the
avoid.
We went into a
Maelstrom!
psychic vortex and had to literally fight Drax's trauma.
Which
Yep.
Oh, yes.
which was hilarious because who was it? Gwent and Alvina were in one dimension. The Point and
Yeah.
the Point
Right.
and Randy, I think, were in a second. And
No, Randy was still on the vessel, steering.
Oh yeah,
and
Randy. So who
Yeah,
was
Randy
it
was
was me and
the one
Lou
piloting
were
the
in.
ship.
I was in.
And fuck you and
Zormir
Okay.
was thrown
Zormir.
into.
no, I think it was it the Point and Zormir?
One of the group
No,
have
I
three.
reckon Zoe would have started killing.
We all started off.
It might have been me and Gwent.
No, it was me and Gwent. I remember it was me and Gwent
Oh, no.
because me and Gwent immediately went hard mode.
It must have been me and Lou then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were trying to talk to.
Yep.
You two
things
were trying to
Lou-
talk him
I
down.
came to a peaceful solution.
It didn't work, unfortunately, because
No.
they were purely and
And
Alvina and Gwent went like fortressed up in one area, as Alvina was smashing them to pieces, and Gwent had like auras of destruction up.
I kept hiding in between somebody's legs. Oh, I
Yeah,
got one of my
your
guys
Guardian.
out.
It was Guardian
Just hid
Fabian.
between his legs.
And fuck you and Zormir would have been. We're also killing immediately because they kept switching realities, so it looked like any time that fuck you did damage, it
Yeah.
changed to different realities, so it was getting really confusing.
yeah.
And Alvina was like, "It
You-
worked."
you shredded like half of one, and then Alvina got thrown into there. Like half that
Yeah.
room got shredded by you, and then Alvina got thrown in there, and you were thrown into. I think
one that-
Lou's one.
Yeah,
that
which
hadn't
had not
got
dealt
touched.
damage yet. And you were like, they're recovering, and Alvina's like, it worked! Whatever dumb plan she and Gwent had, which had no right to do anything.
You know what's
Ac-
wild? We haven't
Activating
even
the inner
touched.
source.
What?
We haven't even touched on some of the smaller ones, like when Lou forced you into a death game accidentally.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Shadow
yeah,
Man.
with Lou showed a shadow game.
That's just part of Gambit and the Millennium Puzzle. That just comes
Yeah.
with the territory.
I know. I just found it funny that
was
that was
nice.
somehow like such a small event in the history of this
It killed
campaign.
Point.
Oh yeah, it did kill me. Yeah,
It killed the.
And
I
it
got
was
better,
like-
but it killed me.
I was
it
meant
like
to-
Liar's Dice or something like that as well.
It was yeah, you
Yeah.
played freaking Perudo, and it killed.
I was
someone.
forced to be a judge.
Yes,
Alvina
I was,
wasn't involved.
I
Alvina
was, I was gambling chore time,
Yeah.
and we got
Yep.
pulled into a death game.
Alvina was
Oh, these you did
training
damage short time.
Kazug, Abby, and Tarragon in combat drills while we were there. And you guys were in the canteen playing a game and got sucked into the Shadow Realm, and Alvina was like, "Where the fuck are they gone?"
That's true.
Yeah.
True.
Don't
Which
make
brings
anything-
us to the end of Act 13 as we come to the beginning of Act 14 as missiles are coming directly at you.
Oh, yeah,
crap.
those. We should
At
probably worry about
9
those.
minutes to 9.
What would you like to do, party?
Uh,
Out of the way!
ah!
Prepare catapults to deflect at least one missile.
Yeah, that's
Yes, it
fair.
was
And
exactly
as the
mediocre.
party comes back to their senses, their whole adventure in this new universe, all the shenanigans, all the impact they've had here, flashes before their eyes. They snap back to reality,
Oh, there
Knowing-
goes gravity.
Gravity.
knowing
Oh,
with
well done,
absolute
well done.
confidence that it doesn't fucking matter what this universe throws at you.
It's
You
warping
have
time.
faced far worse odds.
Yeah.
It's just a couple missiles. Let's get going.
Yeah.
We're not
Freeze
outgunned.
frame.
We're in a target-rich environment.
Warp
To the
behind the
point-
missiles and destroy them.
Where the DM doesn't even think it would be interesting enough to take out some missiles, that you cutscene it and you arrive at the station.
I believe. They warp
It's
past them and then Alvina
Uh,
just chops them in half.
If
So-
it's stuff like that, if like
One
fireballs...
season ends on a cliffhanger, then it's a clip show, and then we just cut back to having solved the problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. It's just meteor pieces, or like missile pieces around in general, and we're like, oh, that was fun. That was a good warm up.
Yeah.
Uh,
Really liked what you did with that missile, Gwen. Really good finesse there.
Yeah.
The DM wants to get
Army-
into the meat of this next arc because they've got something a
Stormier's
little
got
different
one of the
in mind.
missiles in here.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Stormier's got one of the missiles on the deck, dismantling it and
Taking
saying,
apart.
"Nah."
Mhm.
So, as you approach the station, because we might as well set up for the next act.
Yep.
As you approach the station, what would you like to do? You can see there that the station itself seems to be inactive. Obviously, it's an astral station. There isn't like a balcony or windows or anything. Well, there's
Yeah.
windows, but
There's windows.
there does look to be a open-mouthed hangar, but it is currently there's no currently force field or anything there. It just looks to be something you can fly into with doors on either side. Though it should also be noticed that it's an astral sea and you can't actually suffocate because it's not space. You'll just
I mean-
mostly float around and be affected by energies.
Do we want to park in there? Do we want to park in a different spot? Do we need to kick a door in? We can park in there. What do you want? What do you
Yeah,
guys
I
feeling?
mean,
Do we have a space anchor to park just outside? And take. Do we have lifeboats to take in?
we have
shuttles?
Alvina can
probably
jump.
not.
Alvina's the lifeboat, remember?
Yeah. There are predominantly two. Oh, there's three options for you guys from what I can see. Either you can effectively just kind of try and scout out and scan the astral station from afar. Though I'm pretty sure your ship is not designed for astral station scanning
I don't
Oh.
think we have
because
any
it's never
scanning.
needed to be yet.
Yeah, we're not stealthy.
Our scanning option is we can look at it.
Yep.
Well,
I
our scanning
don't-
option is Alvina can look at it.
And you notice that inside all the windows, it is black. There is no sign of light there. If you want to get really close, you could probably have a little bit of more of a look, but at that point, you're better off to going into the fucking ship, guys.
I don't think the tablet would be able to scan it either, because it's not.
Too
Uh,
big.
No,
I
to be fair, you
think-
do a quick scan, at least looking for like arcane sources, and know that there is no active power generators currently, or no. Trying to think how they feel. It probably wouldn't be Arcanite. It wouldn't
I
need
mean,
to be
it's-
Arcanite either. It doesn't really move. It was just there to rendezvous with stuff. So
It could have some sort of bit of like weird tech they'd grabbed from somewhere. Like it potentially could be a bit of Elysium stuff that they actually found, like a little minor bit.
maybe. I'm just trying to think of the purpose for it. For now, I'm going to say there's no Arcanite, because I want to do, if there is something unique there. They don't really need high tech for what I have planned.
Okay.
So that's fine. It doesn't really need to, because like I said, it's not actually space, so it's a little bit less like requirements.
I am
Oh.
still
To
picturing,
power
since
them.
this is a hunting lodge, it is entirely wood panelled on the inside.
Horrible.
Yeah, like that. Mostly they just need power for like light and stuff and comfort, which they can get from either like low end batteries or stuff. So
They've got a microwave.
there
so
is
they can-
no large enough source for Arcanite to register at this distance. It is possible there might be small appliances with Arcanite in them, but there is no like massive generator engine or anything.
Mhm.
So you do know that. The other two options were either you could fly into the docking bay and get off the ship, and presumably with it's inactive, there'd probably actually be like a gravity. No, because even gravity is determined by like your belief in gravity in the astral sea, which is funny. So I think that's actually natural. Because the astral sea allows you to move by thought, so you can also apply a downward force to yourself if you believe there ought to be.
I believe it really like there'd be some anchor points probably in there that stops your ship like floating away. Probably.
Well, not so long as the ship feels like it's properly docked,
Yeah.
because then it imprints of the ship believes ethereally that it's docked and therefore should be anchored.
Yeah.
So hilariously, in the astral sea, you don't need artificial gravity. You just need the belief in gravity.
Randy's there.
Interesting.
Otherwise, oops, there goes gravity.
Yeah.
Yay.
So hilariously, if you make like a large enough, so I think it would be intelligence from the astral sea movement, you can just fly. But it's just such a foreign thought to most people that they don't.
Tragic that it's intelligence for Alvina.
Mm.
Well, yeah, because you
She just
not
believes.
flying doesn't make sense.
She just believes she can. She's too dumb not to believe she can do things.
No, that's the point of like you don't understand how the astral sea is different to the prime realm, so you're just like, no, of course there's gravity. That's how ground works.
Yeah.
So of course there's. So you believe so strongly there should be gravity that of course there is.
I've just
It's
realised
all
something
rules.
quite funny. I've
Hmm.
realised something quite funny.
Yeah.
I think Alvina's starting to not believe in gravity anymore.
Given Alvina's jumpy, yeah.
Because she can fly now.
That's
Mhm.
fair. That's fair.
Oh yeah, that was it. I was working on the immovable boots.
I have an idea for that, by the way.
And or the third option is you can literally pick a point at random and break your way in from the outside.
That's
Which
what
of
we
these
did-
three would you like to do?
That's what we did with the fire ship.
With the
The one led
The
by the
shooting star?
butcher. The one with the butcher. Yeah, the shooting star. But we just fired Alvina through the wall.
Yeah, but to be fair, that one also didn't have an entrance. This one literally just has, here's a docking bay, come land in it, use this door.
That's what they want us to think.
Yeah, fair. Like I said, you as far as you're aware, and as far as Kit has informed you of, because Kit even only got a message from this. They weren't actually there. That the ship has been taken over by a very large. Was he only King Gold or was purple?
He was gold.
He's purple, but
He wears a lot
coated
of
in
gold. Yeah.
He was coated
Because
in a lot of
he
gold.
is a hybrid of the blues and the reds.
Yeah.
So he's a very rare purple oni. Just a large purple oni that has like several black eyes and bruises. Just kind of wrecking the place. As well as reports of strange manifestations inside the station before the lost contact with the station. Last they heard, people had begun like immediately evacuating. But some people are going to stay behind to try and fight whatever this was because it sounded fun. But those people have not been heard from since.
I have the thought that if it's truly is taken over, because we know the Oni King is smart, right?
Yeah.
I think that putting in the docking bay is a bad idea,
Yeah.
but I think if we could park outside it and anchor ourselves to it.
Yeah,
just
and then
outside
go
the
in.
docking bay, and then go in, just, I'll fly everybody in, basically.
Yeah, go in via the docking bay, but going stealthily via the docking bay.
Yeah, instead of actually parking the ship in the docking bay, parking the ship immediately outside the docking bay, which is weirdly stealthy.
So you want Randy to cast? Oh no, that's
We're
not
having-
gonna work.
No, we're having. It won't take long. It will take too long as well. We'll have. I think we want Zorba on this one, even though it's not very stealthy.
I was more saying, I was thinking of casting it, pass without a trace on you, but Randy would still have to be within 30 feet. Of you.
Exactly. That's why it's not worth it. Because I think we want Randy on the ship. We'll leave Randy and Lou on the ship.
Mm-hmm.
They can join us as the rescue party later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did such a great job last time.
Randy's.
They even got resources out of it.
Exactly.
They seem to be really efficient when you guys aren't there. Actually, maybe you should be away more often.
Now we're bringing Zorba this time, meaning we're gonna get a way more efficient way of going.
That's fair. That's fair. And then you're going to find like a large enough entrance that you can like break a window in or something, like a canteen window.
Honestly, that's actually probably good idea. Yeah.
I was just gonna scout out the docking bay, but
I can
mo-
probably rip a
it's
hole
more
in the
stealthy
wall.
to go in by yourself than with a ship.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Alvina can literally rip a hole in a wall.
Yeah, I think Alvina's just concerned that maybe there's like booby traps set up if they've taken over the place.
Mm.
Yeah, that's generally what I'm
So
thinking.
and they won't have booby traps at like because the station's quite large, at like every window and stuff. So your chances are better there. Well, if everyone is happy to go with the let's go break in a window randomly somewhere else. The only thing that
Yep.
I need before I describe the final scene and then we stop for the night is which of the 2 NPCs would you like to bring with you so I can actually think about how their stories interact with this goddamn arc, because it's a personal objective for me to actually have fully fleshed out story arcs for these goddamn NPCs. And I'm
My
going to
thought-
try. I'll probably fail, but I'll
So,
try.
Our
So
options:
this-
Lucas
Isn't-
or Jones.
He
I
has
think-
to come in. He has to come in with us. Does he count as one of the NPC choices?
Oh yeah, Kit.
Because he's coming to observe.
Yeah, he's not like one of the party members, so I'm less bothered about him not having a story arc because he has a purpose.
He's coming along, but he doesn't count as one of our NPCs.
Yeah. So Kit is just a free person there. They're not going to be able to. They're not going to do much. They're actually deliberately going to try to not do much unless like it's needed because they want to see how you handle this.
Yeah, which is fair. So I think
Jones?
Abby and Jones probably, because this is
Yeah.
still technically the main group's, like the rebellion's base, right? It's still a rebellion
Yeah.
base. So it's a good idea.
Well, technically, the Wrecking Forge Society isn't like they have a position in the rebellion, or like in Bastion, but they aren't affiliated with the rebellion.
Okay.
Well, then surely she'd want to go more, so she could actually get some,
Yeah.
just a looky-loo
Mm.
inside.
And good ties as well. It's a good
To be
like.
fair, you
show
don't
of
need like a
help.
justification for it. If the party wants to bring Abigail, you can.
I don't
Right,
think that'd be
that's right.
super useful. I'm just giving a justification as well.
I think
Yeah.
Jones.
I think that Jones and Abby are good choices because Jones is gonna be very handy in here. I've got a feeling.
Oh yeah, Jones is good with tech, so yeah.
He's good with tech.
And
Yeah, we do need somebody who's better with Zolmir than Tech. Yeah.
I'm right here.
Ah,
Oh,
They're not wrong though.
but- oh,
Even if it's just
hey.
on dice rolls more than anything else,
Yeah.
but still.
being third in the list is not bad, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay,
And I
Zolmer.
don't think we need Lucas in here. I think we have Lucas for later stuff.
Lucas
Also,
will be
probably
when
not
we-
hand. But also, Lucas can teleport in. So if we need a rescue party later, right, have the guy that can teleport.
Yeah.
On the
I
rescue
remember
party.
he can. He's very limited range on that though. I think it's like
Even
60
still,
feet. Like he can
It means
see.
he can get them into the base, right, through our breach. So
Or through a window.
through a window.
Yeah.
We're not bringing the baby dragons yet. I'm
Leave
happy about
Lucas
that.
to his soggy bread.
The golems are more of a
Karzuk
defense.
and Tarragon. This could be a massive trap, so I don't really want to bring Tarragon in for it.
Yeah, no. Karzak Tarragon, leave behind.
Then the golems are defending the vessel more than.
Exactly, yeah. And we're leaving Randy on here as the getaway pilot, if nothing else, because we might need to make a hard exit.
Yep.
And also, as one of the people who
Ah,
can
I
actually
think-
keep his eyes out even when he's resting.
And we're leaving Blue here for reasons.
Yeah.
Yes.
If
Lose
Blue wants to come in late, if Blue wants to come in later, yes. But the
Blue-
arc might be over.
So-
So
I was teaching Blue some artificery. He accidentally kind of just disabled his whole arm, leaving him behind to fix it.
I
Even
probably
by
like he's
the-
welded
and to be-
himself to the floor.
and to be a good security as well.
And
Yeah.
Blue's also got his. Hey, here's a door. In you come. Back
Exactly.
for this way.
Another handy person to have. And we're leaving
Fair.
Angel on the ship because Point still hasn't figured out how to tame Angel yet.
Is it? I would have been taming Angel the whole way here. I just haven't had a chance to roll for it.
She hasn't listened to you yet.
That is true.
And I don't know what arc we're gonna have this one on.
Blob,
Yeah.
I think will be more useful for the Elysium stuff again.
Yeah, if we go to an Elysium place, bring Blob. But
Blob and
Who knows? I also need to give them a little bit stronger kind of ability sets or themes. 'Cause
Mhm.
they're just make them a bit more useful.
Impact. Yeah, I think that's a good bet for. We're going in with I've forgotten his name.
Jones. Oh, Kit.
Jones.
and
I was
Abigail.
thinking Johnny for some reason.
Jones, Kit.
Jones and well, no, we're going. No, Kit's a freebie. We're
Oh
going
yeah,
with
so
Jones and Abby.
Kit's going with us, but it's a freebie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jones and
they're gonna deliberately because they won't have support actions unless you all go down.
Mm.
And then maybe they'll try and death them back now. But at that point, they're probably just gonna run away and let you die.
Hmm.
Like only if it's like there's no
They lick
chance
my
of saving
hammer
you.
and
Otherwise,
run.
we'll try.
They lick my hammer and run.
Yeah. But as you find a large enough window that you would feel easy kind of pushing through all your weapons and backpacks and everything.
I can just rip it with Siegebreaker gauntlets.
Yeah, but you don't want to make too much noise, and it might reverberate throughout the astral station. So you
I do have Passport. Like, that's a spell that I've got.
does that work on metal?
I thought it always works in stone, doesn't it? Pascal?
Actually,
Yeah,
Have a
this is a
look.
metal station.
yeah, I forgot that it might have limitations.
It does
You
have
need
limitations.
past metal.
There is a metal one. There is a metal version, but it is
Interesting.
I can
Um,
do wood, plaster, or stone.
Yeah,
there's a metal
either way,
version, it's like-
you're getting into the station. I have no question that you have the ability to
Yeah.
get into the station through some method.
Yeah.
So let me describe what you see, and then we'll can end there. Cause I want to give you a little hint of what's to come. As you get into what appears to be a large canteen, you can see that there's several tables and chairs dotted around a large bar with several shelves of what look to be a couple bottles of still intact alcohol, but also several already partially destroyed bottles. The place has a cold air to it. As you get into the station, each of you can feel a shiver down your back. And yet, as you analyze it, there's no feeling of coldness on your skin. It's almost like the sensation comes from within, it comes from your very mind. And as you're looking around, you do start to notice a little glimmer of substance dotted throughout the room. Where it looks like maybe combat has gone on. A couple chairs have been thrown over, and you actually spot what looks to be some dried blood on the flooring. And as you look at the Arcanite, the Point and Zormir, you both recognize something both simultaneously familiar, but also for the both of you unfamiliar. For the transparent crystal shards you see on the floor has the same sparkle as Arcanite,
Okay.
but it doesn't look or you don't recognize it as Arcanite. The closest approximation would be Fool's Arcanite, given it is transparent, but it has a stronger sheen to it. It is a type of Arcanite that neither of you have encountered in your lives yet.
Okay.
And the fracturing of it seems almost organic in a way.
Ooh.
As those with a high passive perception above 15, you hear something echoing around the metallic interior. Well, the lovely dark wooded interior.
Yeah,
'Cause
Yes.
fuck it, that sounds hilarious.
it does.
I'm still gonna make the floors metal for the sake of it's just more convenient to clean.
Clunk clunk, yeah.
They'll have rugs and stuff in the actual lounging rooms.
It's metal, but it's painted to look like wood.
Oh, okay, I'll go with that. That's fair.
Yeah.
You hear the sound of crystal little leggies, effectively, crawling deeper into the station. As a crystal, as if for those who recognize the sound of spider legs, but
I
as if
found
they came from a crystalline body.
The Fool's Arcanite spiders.
Now my
that
brain immediately went to Crystal Lizard from
Is
Dark
where
Souls.
we're going to end for tonight.
Whoa, excited.
Oh, no.
Zormir doesn't know about this, but this is the
Alina
same
does.
As
as
we
Elena does.
explore what happens to the arachnid guardians when their masters have abandoned them.
Oh,
Fun.
But yes, thank you all for watching. That was our special recap of the last 110 episodes. Well, I guess 109. This is
109. This was
110.
episode 110.
Yay.
Of 109 episodes of the Shattered Alt Sphere. We've done many shenanigans, and I look forward to many more.
Yeah.
Thank you all, and good night.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Wait.